Previously on Curse of Groban, Revengeance. After having arrived in the town of Valaki, while being besieged on the road by these mindless lichen creatures known only as Vauger, the party met with Esmeralda's um, monster fighting instructor named Ricky, and he provided them the cure to lycanthropy, as well as sold them a useful item that will make it so that next time they're bitten, there's a little bit of a clapback on such creatures. He spoke of how he was going to be running a circus, but he also divulged that he was once apprenticed to a mage known as the Mad Mage, or as he called him, Mort. Um, and how he required their assistance in finding a way to enter Mort's tower uh, on Lake Baratok. And if they were able to get inside, that he would provide them some of the items found within, for it is a wealth of knowledge and magical treasure. The party then departed from him, went to the local tavern, had some drinks, learned a little bit about the current situation in the area, and found out where to find Bluto and the young girl that he was last seen with. They went out to Lake Zarovich. Inigo swam slash yeah, you ended up walking. No, you didn't even swim. You walked on the bottom of the
No,
lake,
I,
didn't
I
you?
swam under.
Oh, swam under as not having to breathe, and got up onto the boat and immediately dispatched Pluto before he could throw the bound little girl into the lake as a means of sacrifice so that he might be granted fish because he's had shit luck catching anything to eat. Uh, the little girl, however, was not the one that they were looking for. Instead, it was a little girl by the name of Arabelle, of Ishtani. They promptly took her and Bluto, now bound, uh, to the Vishtani camp so as to have him face the music. Uh, there they met Aragal and, oh man, what's the other one's name? I think it's Luvash. Yes, Luvash and Aragal, the two leaders of the camp. And they were thanked for saving Luvash's daughter. Uh, Shortly thereafter, they met Stanimir and a dusk elf by the name of Casimir. Uh, Stanimir, hoping that they hadn't come to seek vengeance, none of them decided to become violent with him,
Yet.
so his hide was saved for the time being. Uh, and he made them aware of the fact that it was inevitable and necessary for them to come here, and that also it might be a little bit more difficult than Inigo thinks for him to leave. He also mentioned a place known as the Amber Temple, well, Casimir did, in which secret weapons lie that would assist them in fighting back against the devil. Um, they then returned to the main tent. There was a celebration, and in the morning, a reward was provided. They then determined that they were going to head to Castle von Schrödinger to pay a visit to Inigo's father. And they met with the Castellan Stark and eventually his Lord Father. Discussion was had. His father demanding that he assist in their subjugation of the plant creatures in the coming weeks. And you are left alone in the audience hall slash throne room, um, with just the regular guards there. And yeah, that's where we'll pick it up.
Did he specify subjugation? I thought I just said help deal with.
Yeah, it was not subjugate. He didn't say subjugation at all.
Well, you know that the plant creatures have been an issue and that something needs to be done about it. They've been attacking both Valaki and the town of Barovia. So I used that word, but he did ask for your, well, more demanded your help, but yeah. It's expected of you, at least Inigo specifically.
So, Inigo,
Yes.
I think it's high time you explain the finer details of your situation around here, don't you think?
Okay. Elena already knows, but I kind of like uh grin, not to bare my teeth, but like to kind of show off my two fangs. I'm not a vampire. I'm only half a vampire.
I would hope.
What's called a drampier.
Right, and I assume Daddy there is full vampire,
Yep.
yeah?
He kidnapped my mother at a young age, and eventually I came along.
She's still around?
Well, in the conversation, he mentioned that Strawn took her.
Right. Forgot. Feels like it
2 weeks
was
ago.
a while back that we talked about it.
You don't have to do that
Yeah,
every session.
uh, but
Did the guy we found back then, was he actually the one that did this, or were you covering for yourself?
No, he actually was the guy that did it. I was just intrinsically like, I knew how to find him quite well, just because of my nature.
Okay, because I didn't think you'd do something like that, but you'll never know.
question is, what's your plan? Because I don't think we have probably the time, or I guess we shouldn't give that much effort into, I guess, helping the general of our enemy here, right?
I kind of like look at the nearest guard.
I mean, I'm not talking like at the top of my voice, I would hope.
No. I would say that if you were talking at like normal volume, it carries a little bit, but it doesn't seem like they're noticing. But if you're whispering, then they're definitely not hearing it.
Let's go to my room.
All right.
You still have one.
Yeah. I don't have a room map, but that's fine. So I'll say that you
Now you use our imagination.
you guys head off up towards the throne and cut to the right in the direction that Gerhard had went, and you go down a pretty long hallway until eventually you reach sort of like one of those tight spiral staircases leading up to the second floor, and you go back down this new hallway, and I'll say it's the third door on the left. And how would your room have been? Were you more of a studious young man, or
Um, I suppose, yeah, studious. Even though my intelligence score doesn't really match it, but my wisdom does. Um, because like I was because my father had like me do like investigation stuff, which is where I got that picked up from. There's no such thing as
I
a
was gonna
band
say,
here. It's
yeah, there's a Farrah Fawcett poster on the wall, and there's like a bunch of weights in the corner, and there's still like a dirty clothes hamper that never got clean.
uh,
Rank.
Yeah, it's just a rank in here. You need to crack a window now.
there definitely be books on like different kinds of close combat, like melee with swords and um, unarmed books.
It's CQC
You see
101.
the unarmed fighting seems to be more uh, more touched on.
I'd say whether you read them or not, there's probably a good number of history books in there as well, and like some tactical
Yep.
stuff.
All right, close the door. Okay. So I'm probably the one of us that wants to kill him the most. And I know you have your whole thing with like
Arguable?
not being cool with undead, Neo, but even then, I want him dead so fucking badly after what he did to my mother. So, you know, I want him destroyed.
Don't get me wrong, I don't have that many problems with undead per se. Uh, but if you think that he deserves destruction, as you call it there, so much, then why the koi play?
So, my idea is we work with him, get close to him, like earn his trust. I know where his coffin is. I know, unless he's moved it. He might have moved it. But in time, we can figure that out. We can get some of the guards on our side, particularly because, as I glanced at Elena, Strahd did offer me to take over the von Schrödinger castle. So we could use that as a little thing to help in our little coup. And once we've kind of dealt with the troubles of Valaki, got closer, we can finally take him down.
And I get the trying to be tactical about it, but like if it kind of seems like Winter Splinter might be like the same kind of people as Snacks, and if so, I'm not gonna fight them. I'm not gonna help with that.
You may change your mind when you find out what they're up to.
They might be actively corrupted by this world. Barovia has this corrupting influence.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna fight a Fae.
That's gonna be.
Are you sure?
I mean,
thought this was one of the things that the Fae did the most.
You might not hurt one, but would you like help us?
I mean, if it was really bad, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Because there are innocent people being killed by this Winter Splinter.
I mean, that's well, that is what it seems like. Yes.
Yeah, we met a few, remember?
Well, we met some like I don't know. Is cultist the right word? Whatever you call them. It doesn't mean that that's actually like what he's telling them necessarily.
Yeah, we'll figure that out, but we'll deal with that after we've dealt with the Vauger.
I guess you're kind of right. Look, I don't think we. Well, I point to myself and to Elena. We will get much of on the graces of your father. He seems to be, well, against anything below him. He said so much, at least.
Yeah, vampire superiority tends to. I'd say genetic, but it's not. It's more blood, specifically. Just seems to be an inherent vampiric trait, thinking they're superior to non-vampires.
Whatever it may be, I'm saying that I don't think that trying to get closer to him will be possible
Well, at
at
least
all.
for you guys, I need to earn some of his trust back because I have been gone for about 70 years. No, 60 years. I'm 74. 76.
Alright. Well, what are we gonna do to do that?
Well, first we got to help out the town of Valaki. So, like I said, let's tackle a Vauger first, and then in the coming week or so, Stark is sending out a hunting party for Winter Splinter, so we could start looking into Winter Splinter following the Vauger, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, but like if it turns out that they're actively malicious and trying to kill as many innocent people as possible, Elena maybe helps.
I'm just asking that you let me try to see what's going on before you just go in there
Yeah.
to kill him.
Definitely let you do that because you have that message you can deliver. And maybe, who knows, maybe that message will resolve the conflict.
Yeah, sure. I don't mind that either way.
And what is this message you have to give to Winter Splinter? You've never actually said what the message is.
Okay, so DM, in my time knowing Snacks, because he's been my Fey visitor for a couple centuries, presumably.
Yes.
Would he be like I think I can tell other people the message, or would it be like I'm only supposed to give this to Winter Splinter?
You've never really had anything well, so I guess the best way to put it is that, like, because I don't know, I guess this sounds kind of fey. It's always been very, like, ambiguous. Like if you felt like you needed to tell someone other than the person that you could, but he hasn't always just had you deliver messages. Sometimes he's had you like deliver items or just go to like meet people, and then he would like be like, oh well, what did you think of them, and then would just get your opinion on that, and he'd be like either agree with you or just kind of like sit there and listen.
Okay.
So you don't think that there'll be any like consequence if you do?
Okay. I just have to ask because Faye.
Right.
I mean, it's not a long message. It's I'm supposed to tell him that Snack says hi and to remember the promise he made.
Okay, so we don't know what promise he made to Snacks. So, for all we know, this promise is
No,
that
but I mean,
he doesn't cause harm.
We'll destroy the world.
I mean,
or maybe like he was here to do something, and if there's the corrupty thing you were talking about, maybe he just
forgot.
like forgot because of it. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully that. Yeah.
I don't know, but I want to try. I said that I told them I told Snacks that I'd do it, so I want to do it before y'all just go in there all pew pew punch.
I mean, I don't pew pew at all. No, there's Neo.
It's fine. As long as we can maybe try and stop whatever is going on. Or put an end to it to any degree.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we'll try it your way first, and if it doesn't, well, force will have to be resorted to.
I have another question though. If this is like a vampire place, why is there a drawbridge that goes over a over a river?
I mean, there's multiple bridges that go over water. It's not that they can't go over a bridge that goes over running water. It's just they can't go through the running water. Am I right in that, DM?
You
No.
are you are correct about that.
If
Is it?
anything,
But you
Or is
couldn't
it just like
move.
they can't
yeah,
touch the
if
water?
anything, the bridges are necessary.
Yeah, the bridges are necessary. Even what is it, in like old English lore for witches, they also would say that like witches couldn't cross running water. So they would have to effectively uh only be able to take a bridge. They wouldn't be able to cross anywhere else.
Okay. I always took the
Hmm.
crossing running water as a bridge, you are still crossing over it. I didn't realize it was a through thing.
Yeah, well, because it specifies in the vampire stat block, if they remain within running water, that's when they start taking damage. So I think it's at least from what I'm understanding with them having that specifically in the text from Wizards, that they mean that as well, that you're not supposed to cross
Yeah.
through running water, but you can go over it. Yeah.
Because if that was the case, they wouldn't be able to
And
fly
Lena
over
would
the
not have
water
asked
either.
that because I would know. She would know.
Yeah, you
But yeah,
you,
that's
you would just know.
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's I guess start looking into the Vauger.
Yeah, do you have like a library here or something?
Oh, it's a big castle. I suppose we do. I mean, we definitely do. I look at my bookcase. Do we have a library voice in this guy?
Yeah, you have a library. So it's it's Castle von Schrodinger, but it's not like as big as Castle Ravenloft. So you've got some stuff, but like
It's more of a keep than a castle.
it's more of a keep than a castle. Yeah, that would be. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds appropriate.
Yeah, I'll show you the way.
You would head back down the hallway, go down the stairs, go through that hallway again, cross the throne area, and go down another hallway there, which at the end also has like another spiral staircase that goes up to the second floor. But there's only 4 sets of doors on each side of this hallway. 2 sets of double doors on the left and the same on the right. The right being the dining hall, and the left being the library.
Yeah.
All right, here.
So
And
unless Neo meant like unless Inigo meant like us heading out for the Vauger immediately, Elena would like try to see if there's anything else she can
All right,
find out
definitely
about Vauger
be a
in
good idea
general.
to research them first instead of just running out into.
I mean, because it didn't go too good. I mean, we won, but it didn't go
Yeah.
great.
Um,
Seems pretty simple to me. Whoever kills it, if you get bit, then you turn into one of them. That's about it.
just don't get bit, or we pop these. I take out the silver capsules, take these pills as much as we can.
Yeah, but like was it Rictavio?
yeah, Rictavia.
Uh,
Well, Ricky, but
Rictavio
yeah.
said like yeah, Ricky V. He said about the like them being more feral than regular werewolves. So like, do they like live in caves or like that? Like, where would we be looking? Kind of stuff is what I wanted to try to
Lucas has
find.
mentioned something about a den somewhere to the northeast.
Did I say northeast?
I don't remember that.
I might.
I don't remember that.
Oh well.
I think he just said he tried finding the den a
Okay,
while
that
back.
might be what I'm thinking. My brain. I'm probably just making up details in my head.
Um,
And per the map, northeast would make sense, but
it's to the. You know that they said that they've been assailed from the east by the Vargar and from the west and southwest from Winter Splinter, but could be northeast, could be southeast, or just straight south. You're not entirely sure.
Yeah, I guess start looking into possible locations for its den. Um, we can also check with Ricky, see with where he's looked. Um, you guys get started on here, and let me see if I can glean any more from what my father knows.
Great. He sits on the chair, puts his boots on top of the table. I love books.
All right. Uh, so looking for anything on them, or lycanthropes or something of the nature, make me an investigation check.
Me?
Whichever one of you is looking for the
I'm going to
books,
talk to my
which
father
I
now.
assume
So.
it's Elena. Yeah, so Elena, make me an investigation check.
I'll look through them too. I
So I
don't
guess do
expect
it
to
at
find
advantage,
much.
Elena.
Yep, do
Mhm.
it at advantage.
I don't expect to find much because I do not have the good investigation, even though I tried to copy Inigo.
Did you need it?
It's not good, but you rolled a natural 20. So you begin perusing through the many
To a
books
20.
here, seeing a large category of Jesus. Things are very well organized. And you eventually find a section. It seems to be more dedicated to like creatures and the like, and you would find 2 books on lycanthropes. One of them literally just being lycanthropes, a history, and then the other one being hold on, let me check. Uh, oh, the saga of the Clan of the Moon.
Oh, that one sounds. Well, if we found 2, I'd have. I guess we'd each like look through one.
Okay. Which one is Elena looking through?
I'd probably take the Clan of the Moon one.
Okay. Essentially, it's kind of like a little bit boring if you're not into history, but it explains how the origins of lycanthropy are unknown, but eventually, uh, over time, a number of them sort of banded together and tried to manage their numbers so as to uh, more properly harness what they believe to be a gift, um, and effectively not infect people that needn't be infected, and try to teach control and restraint to those that were able to transform, and how eventually, specifically the Clan of the Moon, they were from the lands where Strahd was originally from before he came to Barovia, the lands of his forebears, and a select group of them of highly trained knights, known as the Mondritter, or Moon Knights, uh, effectively pledged their service to King Baratok, Strahd's father, and by default, after his passing, became Strahd's personal guard. And that they function, while being knights. It seems that their hierarchy is kind of something along the lines of like ancient Rome, where they have a senate, and those within their senate that are the most proven of warriors will go on to become these Mondritter, and effectively gain the privilege of guarding the sovereign. And there's like a long history of them serving sovereigns uh, to protect the people. What's strange about it, though, is that it says that the clan has always been at odds with vampires and is trained to destroy them.
And like from this book, it seems like they still work for Strahd, or like this is an old thing.
So, like, the book seems to have been written around the time of Strahd discovering the lands of Barovia and becoming its lord. Though, from what you're reading about them being trained to destroy vampires and being at, at odds with them, which the book refers to vampires as like children of the night or creatures of the blood, and uh, you think that at the time when they were pledged to his service, he was not yet a vampire.
Okay.
As
So maybe
for, oh, sorry, go ahead.
so maybe this is the werewolves the werewolf we're supposed to find to help us.
Where were we supposed to find what?
The Madame Eva said that we're supposed to find the werewolf to help us.
A werewolf, not one of the other ones that attacked us. Yeah.
I mean, I would think so. I mean, I guess the Vauger are still werewolves, but I don't know that they'd be much help.
Thought one of us already found that. Isn't Kai off frolicking with him in the woods?
Well, we don't know that that's the right guy. We just know that he's with a werewolf.
I guess you're right.
But I mean, this is talking about that clan of werewolves is like vampire killers.
Now that sounds promising. If they're so keen on fighting vampires, then why would they work for them?
Yeah, well, this is like I guess he wasn't always a vampire. So this is before that.
Yeah, but wouldn't
So
something
maybe they
change
don't
it?
exist anymore.
Maybe, maybe you're right too. But
But
at that point,
if
we
they
do back
do,
this. Yeah.
I think it would be that they might be who to look for, because it also talks about them like not infecting people unless they have to.
And then
So
that's
it's kind of like
definitely not the
they're
ones
the
that we
good guys.
fought.
Yeah, I don't think it's those ones.
So I'll say Neo. If you then read the other book, this one's a bit more generalized, not so much talking about uh, the history of like a specific group or anything like that, just what people over time have discovered about lycanthropy, that there are different versions of lycanthropy, but that like the wolf variety seems to be the most common. There's like brief little inserts about other types, like a little like excerpt and description of we are rats, we are tigers, boar, bear, ravens, and no, it
Love were rats.
wouldn't say anything about sharks, but it stipulates that like there might be others undocumented, and just the general stuff about lichens, how it's hard for them to control themselves. They change with the full moon. That they're like inherently black creatures. Um, silver is their weakness. And then it gets to another section of like where it's kind of separating them into like subvarieties of specifically the most common one being regular werewolves, and you would see is that there's talk about like alphas, these pure bloods, and how they're significantly stronger, like nigh indestructible monsters to a typical person. And even like the most trained of fighters would have a problem besting them in combat. And then talking about regular lichens, and then eventually there would be a section on the Vauger.
Would we equate the one that we fought there to an alpha?
So there was seemingly an alpha among them, because it had different fur and was larger, and they seemed to sort of default to it in combat. So the Varger, so it's weird. It's almost contradictory. Where it said that the alphas were purebloods, it also states that Vargers are considered pureblood werewolves, as in they are beasts in their purest form. That they have fully embraced the curse, and that they can grow in strength and power beyond that of a regular werewolf, and that they can shapeshift effortlessly between their forms regardless of the moon cycle, as well as they seem to possess little to no will beyond base instinct and a need to spread their vile disease and to consume anything in their path.
Alright. Well, I guess we hit a bit of an issue here. Well, not so much of an issue, more like a good delineation. If we had any problem killing the Vargers, this will put your mind at ease, I think. They seem to be, I guess, completely out of their minds at that point. Just fully into the lichen shit. But nothing here says how you can kill them and still keep their heads.
Unfortunately, no, nothing there says anything about that. Um, it does say though similarly that silver is their weakness, and it says how hunters have exploited their need for blood, much like a vampire, that they seem to go into something of a frenzy and will be attracted to like slaughter. And that sometimes these creatures, like if there'll be like a small like historical account of like a battle somewhere in Faerun, pick a random place, and that these creatures, because of all of the bloodshed, seemingly just appeared out of a nearby forest and slaughtered both sides of the battle because they could.
Okay. There's also, I guess that would be a good way to make some kind of trap or something. If we can find a way to make a lot of blood and the smell of battle, we could maybe attract them to a favorable position for us.
With a lot of blood, like, summon the vampires too, though?
Uh, maybe
'Cause, I mean, they like blood.
if
I
they're
don't know
nearby,
that
but
we wanna summon the I don't know that we wanna summon them too.
I think the vampires are more into drinking their blood fresh instead of finding places where things died to eat their flesh and blood, drink their blood.
I mean, you're probably right.
But I wouldn't put it against them. Probably both. Close the book. Alright, we got a few leads, a few ways to find them, a few ways to kill them. We know actually how to kill them already, but it's good to have confirmation, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, between you and me, what do you think? You think Inigo already wants to deal with his father as he says?
I don't know. I mean, he seemed pretty shaken up ever since he found out he can't leave as easy as he thought he could.
I guess that put him into the same reality as us.
Yeah. So, I mean, as long as he's really wanting to just, like, gain the guy's trust so that then he can do it'd be easier, that's okay. But, like, if he's trying to get back into good graces because he thinks he has to stay here, that might make things more complicated.
You're right about that. Alright. Is there anything else that we can learn from the books?
Beyond that, not much else. It's mostly just like general stuff. So like talk about how like were rats too, they travel in packs. Were tigers and were bears seem to be more solitary. The boars, it's kind of iffy. And that were ravens travel in flocks, and that they are quite reclusive. And it's said that some of them can be confused for kenkus, and or some of them worship. Oh my god, I don't want to say it wrong. In 5e, she's not the Raven Queen, is she? That's what she is in Exandria.
Which one?
The Raven Queen.
It's still the Raven Queen in
Oh,
in uh
okay.
Pretty sure.
in Forgotten
Yeah.
Realms lore.
Okay, so yeah, that we're ravens tend to be most all of them, except for like a few holdouts, devout worshippers of the Raven Queen.
Alright. Sounds good.
And while you
There's a
guys are
very slim chance that Elena knows who that is.
The Raven Queen?
Yeah, because I think the Raven Queen was from the Feywild before she became a god. But other than that, there would be no reason that Elena would know who that is, would have ever heard of them.
I haven't heard her being from the Feywild. That's new to me.
I think you're
Yeah,
right.
before. I think her domain is in the
That's
Shadowfell,
definitely where
but
it is.
It
before
is
she
now.
became
Yeah.
yeah, but before she became a god, I'm pretty sure she was from the Feywild.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure you're right.
Mortal home, Feywild. Yep.
Yeah, she was a elf queen.
Yas, Queen.
Bless him. Slay, queen, slay. So
I think you
while you
more
guys are
mean protect the
reading,
balance between life and death, Queen.
while you guys are reading up and having your discussion in the library, Inigo, you said you were seeking out
Yep.
your father. All right. You would head back over to the other side of the keep, to the second floor to his room. Very, very much, was it finely decorated, ostentatious, I guess. Big king size, like 4-poster bed, and got his own like little personal study off to the side, a fireplace, and there's like a number of trophies on the wall, and there's even a stuffed werewolf head.
That's new.
Um, and a couple of other like which just seem to be like general hunting trophies, and besides that though, there's nothing that like immediately screams like this is a vampire's bedroom. But there is like an oil painting of himself with your mother and a little you over the mantelpiece.
I get mixed emotions from that.
Yeah, you would notice that she, while like the artist tried to paint her as being quote unquote happy, your father just has a very like dour slash stern expression on his
Like he does
face,
in every
and
instance of him.
yeah, and you look surprisingly happy, and your mom almost seems like faking being happy is the best way to describe it. You don't remember much of that day, but you do remember at least posing for it and it being very boring because you wanted to go outside and do something.
Yeah, I think I wanted to go bite something. I was just so antsy.
But he would be sitting at his desk, just working on some documents.
Father, may I have a word?
Very well. Go ahead.
Uh, First, I can't do the accent. It's not happening.
Fine.
um, he's speaking in a similar accent because that's just the way he is. I to tell you the truth about my kinsman in Waterdeep. There was no kinsman. The one that was killing all the people was me. Being away from home, I was getting not having that easy access source of blood. Kind of started getting addicted to the whole draining people of every last drop. And after a few years of that, it finally got out of control. And I had also opened up a private eye at the time, helping find lost items and lost individuals. And I was finally asked to look into this serial killer case. I'm like, well, that's oddly convenient. So eventually I got some people together and managed to pin it on some poor schlup.
You would see a very rare smirk appear on his face. So it seems that you have not changed as much as I thought you had.
The reason why I didn't say it then is, well, they don't know.
So you wish to hide the monster from your friends?
I mean, one of them's a paladin, the other's a ranger who specializes in hunting undead. So, yes, I'd rather keep it that way.
That's understandable.
And they're useful.
I imagine, otherwise you would not have kept them around for as long.
And, apologies if I've caused any issues with, our lord. Speaking to him back in Barovia, I was not aware of your current situation.
The damage for the time being is minimal. There are more important tasks at hand. The Vauger must be dealt with, as well as this winter splinter. The town being attacked from two sides is putting a strain on our supply.
It would, seen as, I imagine We still are the blood bank of the generals.
We have maintained our power for the time being. So, because of your slip, I have fallen out of favor with the Lord. But it will be amended in due time.
I think me and my friends will prioritize the Vauger at the moment. As Stark said, he was going to be sending a party out for Splinter in the coming week or so.
If you can handle the Vauger, I will overlook your slight. And perhaps we can talk about you coming back into the fold in a more official capacity.
Yeah, having about 60 years to no, it would have been 50 years because I left when I was about 20. I can't math. Having about 50 years on my own to think. Maybe it is time that I kind of put the past behind me. Behind us.
You know, your mother, she worried for you. I knew that you would be fine, but you know how humans are.
How how is she? She's human, so probably getting old then.
Older than you would remember, of course, but she has not lost her spirit.
Hopefully I get to see her soon. But that's a problem for another day. My main reason for coming here, I was wondering if you have any, seeing as how long you've been here, the Vauger, do you have any inkling on potential locations for a den for them?
There are three potential locations that we have scouted. Though I believe that we have narrowed it down. They are either in the forest here, further to the south, or they are in the woods of Mount Baratok to the north. If I were a betting man, I would guess the north.
All right.
But the pack is quite large. So I would thoroughly prepare yourself before you ventured out. I do not have enough men to loan to you for this expedition, for they must remain to defend the town and prepare for the subjugation of this Vinter Splinter?
We managed to get a hold of some anti-lycanthrope uh, medication. Stuff that if one were to bite you, it melts their mouth off.
Really? Where did you find this?
An old werewolf hunter that we found slaughtered on the road. But we have seen it in action.
Well, you will need it. I'd wish you luck, but you are my son. If you cannot handle this, well, then you are a disappointment.
You know, I always aim to please, though. I bow. Thank you for your time, Father. And I turn to leave.
He'll go back to his paperwork.
I'll meet up with the group.
Very well. I'll say you just find them in the library just as they're finishing up their studying.
There's 2 potential den locations. One in the north on the mountain, which don't we have a... Someone asked us to find something on the mountain?
Nobody asked us. We have a... Well, there is a request for finding a heirloom over on the mountains.
Yeah, maybe it's over there. Or to the south. However, my father believes to the north is more likely.
So either way we go, we probably should do it when we were prepared.
Yeah, what did you guys find out?
I'll go first. Seems like the Vaugers are some kind of, well, very lost to lycanthropy variant of the werewolf. They seem to be very much enthralled by, well, chaos, death, you know, meat, flesh, blood. So that's a good way probably to lure some to us. Besides that, there isn't much on the sense of a good way to get their heads. But it does confirm most of the things that we knew prior about how to kill them, silver and whatnot.
Should probably get some of your weapons silvered.
Oh, this one that I found back at the house is silvered. I put the spear, the impaler. Did pretty well against the other ones that we fought.
Yeah, well, guess that works too. Elena, we could get you some silver arrows. You do have that club, so that'll work anyways, because you make it magic.
Yeah. We could probably get the club silvered too, but I don't know if it matters once it's magic.
Who...
We don't know, it might.
Yeah, silver club doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but then again...
I mean, you kind of played it.
Maybe I could get some
I don't know.
silver knuckle dusters or something.
It'll look nicer too.
Shiny, yeah, it would look nice.
I did also find a book that talks about good werewolves. And I mean, that's not really useful for the Vauger, but I think it might be something with what Madame Ava talked about.
Yeah.
They're like werewolves that their whole thing is they like to kill vampires. And they figured out how to not infect people every time they bite them, just when they want to.
Hmm. I wonder if that was the other group that we thought was pursuing us near Ravenloft.
I don't know. Maybe. Although if they want to kill vampires, I imagine it wouldn't be too smart for them to be that close to the castle? But I don't know.
Do I know about the werewolves in service to Strahd?
You
I
would.
mean, there is a clan of werewolves in service to Strahd, so if they are the ones that want to
Oh,
kill vampires, they're probably unable to because of a pact.
Are they the only
the
the only werewolves though?
sorry. So I'd say you would know. There's Strahd's personal knights. Their order is known as the Mondritter. However, the group that like specifically protects him, you've heard that they've been called the Beowulf, and I'd also say in the book that you read, Elena, the current head of the order, because it's kind of effectively a knightly order within the Moon Clan. There was like a little list of like previous leaders, and the current one is listed as Lucius Gunwulf or Gunwulf.
Like
Sorry.
this was how yeah, but how long do you know like how long Strahd's been a vampire?
Hundreds, thousands of years. I don't know how long. A long
Hmm.
time.
Because like
Too
this
long.
book was before he became one, it sounds like.
I mean, that could be a copy of the original, and that book doesn't look too old.
So I don't
Actually, how
know.
old does the book look?
I think werewolves still age, but I
They
don't
do.
know.
The book. Oh, the book is pretty old. Um, so you know how like
5 years.
no
Could I
no
do
no
my mood
it's
seeing to investigate?
sure yeah.
He wants to look and see how much carbon 14 is in it.
It's that good.
An 18. So with an 18, your best guess. This book was written close to a millennia ago.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, that yeah, about 1,000 years ago this book was written. It's in remarkably
Well,
good condition for how old it is.
all right, this book's older than me.
Seems like all of the books in here, regardless of their age, are well taken care of, and you do remember your father very much caring for his
Yeah, I mean
library.
this book is older than my father
This is true.
because like he was turned by Strahd, and if Strahd wasn't a vampire yet,
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe it's those werewolves, but then I would think not, but I don't know.
all right. Well, let's head into town, talk to the locals, see if there's anyone who's gone up in the mountains and some tales to tell.
Finally. Are the
Hmm.
mountains Snow capped?
Yeah, Mount Baratok is.
Sweet.
And actually, technically, Mount Gakis is also snow-capped. The one all the way to the south. Which I
Perfect.
will move you guys back up here. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What? I'm like, uh-oh.
There we go. I fixed it. No, I tried to reveal the Mount Gakis thing down at the bottom, and it went under the map, so I had to send the map to the back, which is weird because it hasn't done that with any of the other ones.
Yeah, that was a problem I had on the Brawl map. I had to keep sending the map to the back every time I would pull up the labels for streets and stuff.
Be down around there.
I just made a little castle.
Oh yeah. I see it, yeah. So I'll say you guys leave Castle von Schrodinger, and you'd see out in the central courtyard Stark just kind of like having his guys run through a bunch of like basic like sword play, how to like thrust and slash, and then like riposte, and then like he'll just shout out like different techniques. I'd say it would probably be like what is it, Zornu or Mordhau, the Germanic like sword schools, and he's just going through different stances and moves for that, and then he'd tell them to break off into pairs and start sparring. He would just kind of give you a nod as you left, and you go.
As we're walking by, I'd shout, "Come on! The recruits last century were better."
See, like a few of them like look over at you with like hatred, and Stark's like, he's right. And then he'll like just start reprimanding them and telling them how to shape up better, and watch your footing. You call that a patty? And yeah, and you eventually make your way back to. Oh, I picked that up.
Valaki.
Lucky. Don't make them like they used to. So true.
As far as places go, Valaki is one of the best they've been. It's quite lively.
Well, it's definitely not Waterdeep, that's for sure. It's the size of Waterdeep, but it's not as crowded.
I mean, Waterdeep's a little too crowded,
I
but like,
I agree. This is much nicer.
I mean, this is too dreary for me. But like size wise, this is probably nicer.
I mean, I found Waterdeep a bit vibrant for my taste. This is just right.
No, Waterdeep's pretty drab.
If Waterdeep's drab, I don't want to know what you think is normal. I guess if
Like the buildings don't move around, and the streets stay straight. It's weird.
let me guess, you can see two mountains in the distance, and the further one you'll arrive at sooner.
If that's where you want to go.
What? I was joking. It works like okay, yep.
I mean, sometimes, unless you're near like one of the powerful people, because then they keep things how they want it. Unless they don't want to keep it where it's a single way.
Such a malleable reality. That is unsettling.
Just don't wander into the forest. I learned that the hard way.
Oh, how tricky the Fanes of Archfey are.
Right?
So as you guys re-enter town from the south gate, where are you headed?
Is there like a martial arts shop or just a blacksmith, I guess, or a more dedicated martial arts shop?
So you know that there's a smithy, and you know that there's a couple of different shops where you'd be able to procure some stuff. There was a weapon shop, and before you left, when you were younger, you used to say to the guy there that maybe they should like carry some like
Stuff for unarmed stuff.
unarmed
Okay,
things. You have no idea if that guy's still alive
yeah.
though,
I mean,
or if he ever went
his
through
son
with it.
probably's running it.
Yeah.
I guess I'll head there.
Alrighty. So say the shop is here we go. It's gonna be that little building right there. Little baby
All right.
building.
My tiny token.
This place is, hold on.
And I can barely see any of the tokens.
Yeah, it's very small.
I don't know where your tokens are. I just know where mine is.
Back at the Valaki, the camp.
Oh, all the way
fish
over
tank
there.
camp.
Jesus Christ.
Fish don't eat camp.
It's called
The fish Tonys.
this place is called Dragovir's Daggers. And you remember being a little quaint weapon shop. I'll say you walk in and the face behind the counter looks similar to the man that you remember once ran this place, and yes, you assumed correctly, it is his son, or at least appears to be. Hello, are you here to purchase something?
Well, I'm wondering if you guys started carrying martial arts stuff. Last time I was here, I suggested to I'm guessing either your father or grandfather, that they started carrying it.
Okay, alright. That's. You don't look old enough to know my father or my grandfather, but alright.
I'll say their name.
Yeah, it'd be Dragomir.
Dragomir?
Yeah, Dragomir. Yeah, because it's Dragomir's
Oh, yeah,
daggers. Um, so, he's, okay. Yeah, we've, increased the variety of available weapons, but mostly people have been coming in for pikes, pitchforks, polearms. A lot of the townsfolk are kind of conscripted by the Burgermeister to guard the walls from the Vauger and those plant things.
Well, I might be one of your first non-polearm buyer in a long time then. What do they got?
So you see a variety of stuff. Mainly polearms. There's a lot of those in multiple racks along the walls. Some of them in good quality, some of them in not so great quality. They look almost as if like they were just salvaged from someone that bought one and then died defending the wall. um, like some of them have like dried blood on them and stuff like that, or like little bits of viscera still on the points.
They won't even clean it. Yeah, damn.
You would also see selection of swords, and the table is the main counter. It's not. Yeah, it's not quite glass. It's almost kind of like this. Oh, how would I describe it? So it comes up to like just under your knees, and then like the rest of the point up until like about like your midsection area. There's a bunch of these like wooden slats, not enough for you to slip your hands through, but you can see in and see that there's like a wide assortment of these daggers. And you would also see, oh god, what do they call it? I always say it wrong. Chastis, cestus, whatever it is,
Cestus.
the leather cestus. Yeah,
Sisters.
cistus. You would see a couple of those, and what looks like a pair of knuckle dusters, and there's some crossbows, there's some bows.
Hmm.
No armor though. It seems just like
I
only
mean, my
weapons.
fists are considered magic to overcome resistance. So really, I'm just looking for something that increases my damage.
So you want something that packs a little more of a
Or at least
punch?
makes my punch pack a bit more of a punch.
I don't have a lot of magical stuff, but hold on. And he just kind of like takes a step back from the counter and he's like, "Dad!" And then you would hear like a loud thump from upstairs, and a few minutes later, a really old Barovian dude uh comes down with like a cane and eventually gets next to him and he goes, "What? What is it? What do you want, son? Do we have anything magical?" Oh, um, yeah, let me check. Let me check. And then he just kind of like goes into the back area. He's like, "Yeah, my dad's gonna check for you." Probably not though. Um, we don't get a lot of magical stuff. The blacksmith makes some things and then we sell it, or we pick it up off of dead people, or uh, folk like you come in, outsiders. Sometimes they sell stuff they
I'm
don't
not an
need.
outsider. I'm a local.
Right? Yeah. You said you knew my dad. Um,
Yeah, he might recognize me when he comes back if he gets a closer look at me.
so after a few minutes, the old guy will come back out and he'll put like this sort of like leather bundle on the countertop and roll it out. And inside you would see, well, laid out on top of the leather, you'd see three items. One of them, a very ornate, but also kind of like ghastly knife. It's almost like one of those like mall knives where like it's really pointy and like almost unnecessary and unpractical in its design, with like serrations along the spine. uh and then you would see uh a single knuckle duster, and there would also be oh man, what was it? Oh, right. um it just looks like a crossbow bolt, but the tip has like a really, it's made of a very strange material.
I mean, I don't think anyone uses a crossbow with us. But what does what does the knuckle duster do?
What?
Dragomir, what does the knuckle duster do? I'm guessing you started carrying it after I suggested it.
Oh. Um. Better to hit.
Oh, +1 unarmed. Okay. How much?
He'll look at his father, and then hold on, I gotta check something real quick. Bing bing, bing 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 bing, bing bing. He just holds up a hand. 5.
5 gold?
No. Um, uh, 2 zeros.
100.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, I'll drop 500.
You look familiar.
Yeah, I'm the guy that suggested that you start carrying more unarmed equipment.
Oh. Are you his son?
I'm so,
I
I'm
remember.
someone's son. I'm not my own
His.
son.
I'm my own grandfather.
So, no, I'm him. I'm really him.
I'm him. I'm really him.
Spitting image.
Spinning him. No, he just goes, what was his name again?
Inigo.
Inigo. That's it. How is he?
Considering how he's standing right in front of you, I'd say quite well.
Okay. That's good to hear. Tell him to come by sometime. And then, then he looks at his son and he's like, I'm going back to bed. You can handle this, yes? Yes, Dad, I can handle it. And that is the guy. He says he's the guy. Uh, it's him.
Splat
It's
him.
actually him.
It's really him.
And he just goes, okay, whatever you say. And then he just kind of like pats him on the arm and shuffles back up the stairs. Yeah.
But just
So,
wait.
yeah, the son will.
Wait for the current guy to get old and have a son.
Yeah, that would be. That would be the way to do it. So she said you're dropping
Yep.
the 500. All right, so he'll take the other 2, wrap them up, and then just go. Do you want like a bag or something?
I got a bag or a hand.
Okay, got you.
What is this? Knuckle duster +1?
Anything
Nope, that's
else? Yeah. Okay. All right. If you ever need any pikes or spears, we got plenty.
All right, thanks. I'll let people know if anyone needs one.
Alrighty. I'm assuming that like the other 2 of you just like waited outside.
Now enough to do my own thing.
Or oh, you went up just the middle. You're just heading somewhere.
I want to find out more about the walkers or whatever, however it's spelled.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we're going up the mountain, right?
That is correct.
So maybe they will be able to pinpoint a little bit more where their heirloom is.
All right. Well, the Wachter house is right over here.
Sorry, which one is it?
That one, the orange one.
There I am.
It's convenient that all of the places of note have orange roofs.
It's easier to find.
What? Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm sorry about this. Give me a minute. I gotta go do something for my dad real quick.
5-minute break.
And not a second more.
Yeah, roll initiative. What NPC are we killing?
Dragomir.
Done.
Poor old guy never stood a chance.
I mean, I that is 100% the wrong answer. The correct answer is your father.
I mean, done. But he would curb stomp us for real.
I don't know
Not the DM's gone. He just sits there.
if I heard what you said there to your father, with the in character, I probably wouldn't trust you.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm keeping it a secret.
I definitely want it.
Did I lie to my father or did I tell the truth? Who knows?
Yeah, I guess we're gonna find out eventually.
Well, there was some of it that you definitely lied to him about, but that specifically. Let's see if I set this up right. Yes, I did. You can choose which of the damage types.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, I have to change it. I have to choose it every time I do the roll instead of just being able to set it up when I cast the spell. But, you know. Just add a different modifier for each of the types, but that's too much work.
What I would have done is, oh, yeah, done the modifier and just toggle it on.
Yeah, but the spell lets you choose which of the types. So instead of having 5 things there, like 5 different modifiers cluttering the list.
I feel bad for having Avery sit out. Like, I don't know where to go to get a character.
Right? That's why I did some stuff like exploring the castle a little bit because I thought it might have been there. Avery's actually sitting out until we make it to the Ember Temple, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Okay. Look at that crit shillelagh.
That anti-crit.
Anti-crit. Yeah, but apologies for that.
You bring up a good point. Should we go somewhere specific so we can get Avery in the game? As I don't know how you plan to introduce her.
Well, I was gonna. So, everyone's here, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if Avery is.
Or did Beck?
Still here. Don't worry.
Okay. So, Neo, as you're heading to the Vauger house, you would you'd see Esmeralda walking down the street towards you.
Give her a polite nod.
she kind of has to do like a double take, and then she's like, "Oh," and then she'll run over to you. You're all coming tonight, right?
Coming where exactly again?
The
I thought
circus.
that was at the end of the week.
I
Did I say that? Please don't tell me
It
I
might have
said
been
that.
tonight. I can't remember.
That is what I remembered.
It was.
That is what I
Gosh.
remembered.
I didn't remember
Fuck.
when it was, but if it is tonight,
Yeah, did you change when it was?
we may or may not be able to come. We're soon to be off in a quest, but we may be able to spend another day in.
Oh, all right, hold on. Let me wreck on that then. If I
Seriously
said a week,
rewrites everything.
she just goes, well, no, you know what she'll ask if you're still coming, and then when you ask if it's been moved, she goes, "No, it hasn't. It'll be in a week. I just wanted to make sure." Ricky
Wait,
says he
Yeah.
has something interesting planned.
in a week or tonight?
It's at the end of the week.
Okay. Yeah, we'll try our best to make the time.
Also, if you see any street performers, could you maybe recommend they come to us? We kind of need to fill in some last minute acts.
Street performer? Marovia? Can't say I've seen many of those, but yeah, I'll I'll say I'll let them know.
I mean, I can pull fairies out of a hat. Does that count?
If you'd like to, wait, can you really?
Oh yeah, but I don't have a hat anymore.
I could loan you one.
Did you come with me to the Walker House?
Yeah, I would have been with you because I wouldn't have been with an ego.
Okay.
All right, so she'll just if you want to join the show yourself, you can. We still have a few spots open.
Can make some coin.
Yeah, that's about all. I can do that. And I can make trees talk, but there's probably not trees at the circus. So
What
really, like
about
the
plants?
fairies thing is the only thing I can do. I got plants.
Like if I got a potted shrub?
Oh wait, no, I can't make them talk.
You can only make them talk to you.
Uh,
Everyone watches as you just stand there talking to a tree that you can understand and no one else
Yeah.
can.
I can make the trees be able to move and stuff though. Not like walk, but right? Can't they?
Yeah, they can like move their branches and like you can ask trees to make difficult terrain. You can ask trees to make them easier.
Yeah, I can make them. I can make them do the moving.
So if I got like a flower pot with a bunch of flowers, could you make them like do a little dance or
You can
something?
make them juggle.
Yeah. Plus,
Oh
yeah.
my
Plus,
god.
like, and I'll point behind me at like all the grassy areas around the Vauger house, or around where we are, and there's just like flowers that have bloomed around the walkway because that just happens.
She would see that and she goes, "Oh,
Yeah, I
okay."
can't turn that thing off. They just like the flowers like to bloom when I walk by.
Somehow very magical. It's a nightmare to try to move stealthily around. I would assume we have to just keep plucking up the fucking flowers everywhere.
So, you know what's funny about that? That we didn't consider a while ago, but I remember when you asked me, and that could have just been the easiest excuse. You were like, "With pass without a trace, they can't track me by any means, not even magical." And but if you leave a literal trail of flowers everywhere you
I mean,
go,
the main road is wide enough that I stay in the center. It wouldn't happen because I think it's like within 5 feet of you or something like that.
oh, okay, all right. Well, if ever at a point you strayed too close to the side or went off of the road, it's just another mile marker that you've been that way.
I will say, so the actual thing is you choose whether it's when you get that thing from the background, you choose if they bloom or wither around you. I will say if she goes winter, they'll probably wither instead, if that's okay. Which most of them are already withered here anyway, so I don't know that it matters.
No, yeah,
They
but it'll.
fully desiccate.
Yeah, they're not coming
Even if you
back.
walk by them in your summer form, they're dead.
You should work at the farmers, dude. For the farmers, just to remove uh, weeds and whatnot.
No, it doesn't. It's just flowers.
No,
It's not other
it's gonna
plants.
hurt to try.
I mean, I tried to make the trees grow fruit so I could have fruit, but it didn't work. Back by the cave. But yeah, the pulling the fairies out of the hat is really my main thing.
Well, I mean, if you can do it, and if you have any other ideas for something interesting, we mainly have animal acts. You saw the creatures in the cart, but we have a clown. I don't know how well that's going to go over here, though. So anything interesting, even colorful, that's amazing.
Brigo
But
is
yeah,
the
I can
clown.
do colorful.
Okay.
I wonder if cheese legs can do any tricks.
Uh, Never made it any tricks, but might be able to. It's quite smart.
Oh, is that your horse?
Yeah.
I mean, we could maybe squeeze another animal in.
And look at
Yeah,
cheese
if we
legs.
see these street,
Cheese legs has just been plodding along with you guys and has just been waiting while this conversation's been going on. Doesn't seem to show any interest or disinterest. He's just
He's
doing horse
vibing.
things.
but yeah,
He'll
if we see
understand.
any street performers, we'll definitely send them your way.
Okay. All right. Yes, please. Thank you. Amazing. I have to get back to Ricky, and you'll watch her run off.
Where were we going again?
The walkers. They're the ones that set out the mission or the request to find the heirloom. I was looking to see if they had any sort of information that they didn't put in the well the notice board. Any details like a place or a creature perhaps that took it. I guess we'll have to see.
Alrighty. As you approach the Wachter house, um, this house seems disgusted with itself. A slouching roof hangs heavy over furrowed gables, and moss-covered walls sag and bulge under the weight of the vegetation. As you study the house's sullen countenance, you hear the edifice actually groan. Only then do you realize to the extent which the house hates what it has become.
Feel that.
Lovely place. You said you can talk to trees. Can you also talk to dead trees?
I mean, if they're dead, probably not. I mean, I can't talk to dead people.
Some wizards can. Clerics.
Um, but Yes. I could help the farmers.
Cool.
I was seeing if plant growth helps bring a tree back to life. It doesn't, but if you spend 8 hours, you can enrich the land within half-mile radius.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
useful.
I mean, I could try talking to the dead trees. They only tell me things that happened, like, recently.
I mean, more like talking
Like-
to the house because it seems so shitty, almost like it wants to die.
Oh, no, I can't talk to, like, planks. No.
And that's to be expected. Well, let's head inside. See what's there to know. Let's see what's there's to know.
I'd like to
Alrighty.
cast True Resurrection on this floorboard so that I can talk to it.
I hate that.
That'd be fucking great.
Oh man, darkness. I love darkness.
Hello,
Oh.
darkness, my old friend.
Here, let me.
I'm to talk
If-
to you again.
If I put them down, can you see my
I can see your
ping?
ping.
Yes.
Okay, put you people
I'm
down.
not here though.
Well, no, but Elena and
I'll
Neo.
just see blackness.
Well, they
I
have a
see
little-
nothing, Dylan.
They got a little farm.
They do. They got a little. Oh, you can't see. All right, fine.
Put his
fine,
little
fine, fine.
ghost in.
Uh, uh, stay over there in the corner. You both go
No,
in
we're
the
being
corner.
followed, Neo.
Oh wait, hold on. I might have to do the setting thing for Avery's token. Ah, shit. Vision
Go ahead.
on, night vision on. You have dark vision, yeah? 60 settings. Can you see the map, Avery?
And then remember to save it as a new token, as the default token.
Alrighty.
Very well. Gonna go over to the house. Is this the entrance?
Yes, that is the entrance.
They got lots of light coming out of there.
There's probably people inside. It's a good sign.
Yeah.
And a knock.
You knock, and the door is seemingly open. Kind of like one of those, like you're free to come in type deals. Since you know this to be a place where people rent rooms besides the inn.
Oh. I'll go in then.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I thought it was just like their house.
No. So see,
No,
the front door.
They were the ones at the end,
No, bar.
or at the tavern. I mean,
You see the staircase going up. A wooden staircase leads up to a balcony. At the front of the stairs is a landing with 3 stained glass doors and wooden frames.
So odd. There's nobody to greet anybody coming in. Oh, this is a closet.
Yeah. It's like 2 little closets. That appears to be the kitchen.
Okay. I feel like I'm intruding in somebody's home. Hello? Is anybody there?
All right. So
hello.
when you walk in, you would hear, you see this lady, uh, stand up and, oh, I have guests. I am so sorry I wasn't at the vestibule to greet you. I've been very enamored with my reading as of late, and you watch as she puts a book down and stands up and comes on over. Hello.
That's quite alright. We're not here to check in. We're actually looking for a little bit information on the request that we found on the notice board. about the heirloom.
Oh, um, yes, yes. It was my husband's. Well, actually, it was his father's, his late father's. Um, my husband's always been a little bit of a hunter, um, and he used to, although he's not as spry as he used to be, so he can't get out anymore. But he used to hunt wolves in and around the area for their pelts and meat. Um, and he lost his father's bow on Mount Baratok.
Does she have a little imp around her neck?
So
That's a pseudo dragon.
it is, in fact. Let me see. I just want to make sure here because I believe it is an imp.
Looks like
Ba, 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 ba,
um,
ba.
it's definitely one of the two.
It is an imp. Yeah, she she has a little imp like curled around, and it's looking at the both of you like it's giving you both the evil eye.
That's
Oh, he's
quite
cute.
familiar. As I just try to put my finger in his face.
you try to you try to put your finger in his face, and he just bites your finger.
Just pull back.
Oh, you're poisoned.
And she's like, Machesto, no, don't bite the guests. I'm sorry. He's not used to people being close to him. That's why he clings to me oh so.
That's fine. Sorry, can you repeat again about where we could find it?
I'm not familiar with the location. There's a number of spots on the mountainside that the hunters use, uh, to make camp if they're going for multiple days trying to catch. No, I shouldn't say catch. To get multiple animals. So I'm sorry. I know it's not of much help, but I could tell you what it looks like if that'll help.
It
That would
might.
definitely help.
Um,
That way we know what it is and when we find it.
it is um the bow is made of osage, so it has this sort of orangish sheen to the wood, and it's been inlaid with silver. It wraps around like little vines all the way down to the hand grippy area, whatever they call it. I'm not familiar with such weapons, but it is my husband's most treasured family possession.
Let's see. Do you happen to have a bow scabbard for it, or something so we can carry in it if we find it?
Um, I could see if perhaps he did have this little case that he used to keep it in when he wasn't using it. I'll go upstairs and fetch it. Please. Um, I just recently made some tea, and you would see that there is in fact like a tea kettle in the center of the table, and there's a very low flame underneath it, magically like being emitted just to seemingly keep the contents warm, and it's like open so like the steam is still rising, and there's a bunch of cups on their little saucers around it, and she's like, please help yourself, there should also be sugar and cream. I'll be right back. And she'll run upstairs.
I'm taking the sugar.
You just take the sugar cubes.
She said help yourself.
That's true.
I don't take all of them, Neo.
She offered. Now, do you want some? Here, you can have this one.
I'll slip that one back into the bowl.
Say
And I can buy you sugar if you need it.
It's expensive.
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't take all of it from people.
Well, if they didn't want me to take it, why they would offer it to me?
That's not what they meant.
It should be more clear then.
I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, I'll wait till she comes back.
Okay. Shortly thereafter, she'll come down. Okay. Here, and you would see just like this kind of simple leather case that looks long enough to be able to hold the bow in it, and like she'll unlatch it, and the inside seems to have like a velvet sort of like inlay. Um, and in the top portion of the case, there's like one of those. How do I describe it? Um, so you know what like a normal quiver looks like?
Yeah.
Have you ever
Yeah.
seen like the hunting quivers where it just holds the arrowheads and then it's like that piece of metal that extends so it could like attach to the side of like a compound bow?
Yeah.
Okay. So effectively it looks like that, but like it's instead of like a metal cap or whatever, it's just leather to cover the heads, and then there is like a piece of metal extending down from it, and within the quiver there are 12 of these very beautiful looking arrows with these very like ornate yellow fletchings.
Interesting. All right. Uh, is she offering it to me to take it?
Yeah,
Or
she hands
just
it to
bring?
you.
Okay. We'll look for it in the areas where I believe the wolves are being hunted in that case, or were back then. In the case that we find it, we'll bring it to you. In the case that we don't, I'll return the the case anyway.
Oh yes, please do.
We should be back in a couple of days maximum. So expect us from then.
Very well. I eagerly await your return, and as does my husband. He wishes to um, teach our son how to use it so that he might take up the trade, so to speak.
Very well. I guess start moving away.
Alrighty. Yeah, she'll move out of the way for like you to go out of the door, and like as you're walking past her, Majesto just kind of like reaches out and tries to like grab you, but he misses. And then he like skitters back over onto like the opposite shoulder to stay away from you. And when like you look back towards him, he just hisses.
Friend there is very cute.
Oh, thank you. He's adorable, isn't he?
He is.
Poor fiend. Start leading.
Alrighty.
What are you doing here?
I'm just kidding. You didn't notice me looking into the window?
Yeah,
I did, yeah.
he was being a
I
little
did, yeah.
freaker.
What are you doing there? You just watching?
So
He's seeing if he knows anyone there, since he already saw the other people he knows.
would you have like told one another like where you were headed so that you had like a means of
Nah.
meeting? No. Okay.
I mean,
I would have said I'm going.
we'd meet up at the flagpole.
I didn't because I spent so much time here by myself. I just don't remember to do it.
I'd probably. I would have said where I was going, but I'm gonna just ask. Like, have you seen a tall white man?
Uh,
Tall
Isn't
gray
their
Gray
man.
man.
skin more like slate
tall
colored?
gray
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, one guy would like point you off in the direction. And I'd say you just as around you get to like this 5-point intersection, Elena and Neo would also be arriving, and you would see that a little bit of a crowd has gathered. And that as you peer through this crowd, there appears to be an individual. Avery, are you here?
Yep, I am here.
Alrighty. Please describe your character
Sure.
and what they are doing.
Sure.
Help me!
Uh, sure thing. Sort of at the center of the crowd. I can't see the map, so I'm just assuming it's like in near the thoroughfare. Is
You can't see the
a
map?
My bad.
no, I can't. It's all black, but it's a weird
It's based
setting
on
thing.
your
I think.
character.
Can you see now?
I'm still blind, master.
Shit. Wait.
It is
Vision
okay.
on.
Remember to
Night
save it as
vision
the
on.
default
Right.
token.
How do I do that?
I mean, this map also
Open up the
shouldn't be
sheet.
dark, anyways.
Yeah, no. The,
Open up the sheet and go to edit.
okay, edit.
So-
I got flash
and then
on my
below
computer.
below the picture is a second thing that says default token, and then you can click use selected token.
Okay. Wait, hold on.
I mean,
Okay.
only do this if you've already
Oh, there
given
we go.
vision.
I gave her the vision, so
Yeah. All right, I can see now.
okay. Cool.
But yeah, performing for this little crowd that's gathering is what at first glance seems to be a female drow dressed in, let me remind myself what her performance clothes are. It's sort of an Arabian style parachute pants and a veil covering her nose and mouth with a long sleeve high collar top. And she seems to be wearing she's decked out in what looks like flashy but obviously just costume jewelry, gold cuffs on the ears, bangles and bracelets. The only thing that really seems to be actual jewelry is the silver anklets with bells that are attached to to her ankles. And between that and whatever other music is happening nearby the marketplace or outside other taverns, um, yeah, she's dancing with what looks like a little like pile of clay rocks that somehow or other gained sentience and is playing what looks like a really wacky serpentine guitar. And that is her.
It's
She's
pretty
definitely
cool.
not a husk. Too lively.
Too lively. I can't. This dude.
Hey, you should sign up for the circus. They need performers.
As that's yelled out, she's not missing the beats of the music. She's just going to look over and observe whoever it is that called out. In comparison to the audience, what do they look like?
You would see an elf, but with what is it? Yellow skin and pure white hair. In almost pure white clothing, except for like a couple things. Like there's gold and blue bracelets and like a silver medallion thing, and then carrying a club.
All right.
I think I probably would have met up with them. Nigo, you don't know he's Nigo. You see a man in a trench coat with a vest and kind of like a necktie. Also, a little bit of there seems to be some sort of robe underneath his vest. Swept back hair. Just kind of not an active frown, but just resting bitch face constantly.
Resting bitch face.
I love resting bitch.
At least it's a resting bitch face, not a resting murder face.
I mean, that at times when he's hungry, but not right now.
When he has to talk to Elena, it's definitely that
Resting
face.
murder face.
And I guess also you see a fucking 8 feet tall person thing. This very, very pale and gray. Yeah, with a hood and a cape, pretty much covering most of his body. But you can see a couple of red glowing eyes from beneath it. Just with arsenal of fucking weapons on his back. Actually pulling a horse. That's about it.
Okay. Then, let's see, I think, like, maybe a minute or 2 minutes later, the performance ends. She goes around collecting whatever coin people are willing to drop.
I'd throw in I'd throw in like 3 gold.
Yay! The contraption, I guess you would say, just as she takes the instrument, just falls back into a pile of whatever it was before, and she's going to, let's see. Yeah, why not? She'll come up to you guys after collecting her stuff and just say, "Can I help you?"
Well, just a little bit ago, we were told that if by someone we know that's putting on the circus, that if we see any street performers, we should tell them to go sign up for the circus in a couple days. And then we found you.
Which circus? I believe there are several.
Rictavio, what is it? Rictavio's traveling.
I think it's Rictavio's Traveling Carnival or something like that.
Would that be
Yeah,
something that you
Rictavio's
would
Traveling
recognize,
Carnival.
or?
You would have heard of it, but it's not one of the ones that you would have worked for before.
Well, that sounds interesting.
Anyway, until next week's supposed to be the first, or maybe last, presentation. They're by the eastern entrance.
If I'm in town long enough, then I might pay it a visit. Thank you very much for letting me know.
Just nods.
That's crazy. We were just asked about it, and then we found you. It's wild how things happen sometimes.
Yeah, isn't it?
Fate has a sense of humor, I suppose you would say. If you will excuse me, and she'll go off into a separate alleyway, I guess, just a place where nobody's really going or looking. And a few minutes later, a very clearly half-drow woman steps out in much darker clothing with sort of a baggy crop top with a hood, cinched at the wrists and chest, and the trousers are still very baggy, just cinched almost in a pirate pants style. I don't know
the
how.
old swashbuckler pants.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know
see.
exactly
Okay,
what you're talking about, though.
Quick Google. I understand. Okay.
Yeah. And
Pirate Pants
pirate
5e.
no jewelry. No jewelry at all, and it's kind of odd to notice as her ears are round instead of typical pointed as it would be for an elf or a high elf. Not high elf, half elf. And without the veil, you can see that her eyes are sort of a very rich violet, near royal blue color.
Very interesting.
And I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, she'd come up, just sort of look at you guys and go, "You're not from here."
They are. I am.
You don't dress like anyone from here. Well, motions to Inigo. To Inigo. Aside from you.
I mean, I haven't been here in 50-some years. So
How old does he actually
he
look?
looks about 20-something.
She just raises an eyebrow and just like, okay.
I've never been here until a couple days ago.
Well, my warm welcome to you. Or perhaps condolences.
Yeah, we'll find a way to get Alpnora about it.
I mean, plus Neil here's been here for like a few years.
A couple, yeah.
When Elena says that, throughout your life in Barovia, only in the last few years you've heard whisper and rumors of a large, imposing creature with glowing red eyes that appears out of the mist, saves people from egregious harm, and then disappears. Sometimes taking nothing in thanks. Sometimes taking things in thanks.
Most times.
Sometimes
Most
taking more than he
times.
was offered.
Yeah, sometimes demanding more than he was offered.
You know, like when they leave out a free candy bowl, he takes the bowl.
Yeah, he doesn't take the bowl and pour it into his bag. He takes the bowl and everything in it and puts it in his bag.
I mean, it's
And the
free.
sign that says "Take only one."
Yeah, now looking at this giant, pretty much, there's a hint of recognition and just a slight sign of fear. Well,
What is it? Do you need help?
uh,
The words you don't want to hear.
no, I
Are
don't.
you
I
sure?
don't believe so.
You
No,
look
she actually
troubled.
backs up a little bit.
Yeah, I like helping people. You know a ration?
I'm sorry.
You hungry?
Oh no, I will be stopping at one of the taverns soon. They usually have some food to offer. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
You're welcome to join me if you'd like.
How long? Like, what time of day is it, DM?
You had left the Vishani encampment in the morning and went to the
Probably about
castle,
noon.
so yeah, about noon. So it's like the brightest that it would be, but again, the sun does not peek from behind the clouds.
Yeah, Inigo looks up. It's noon.
About noon. Yeah.
You
Thank
can
you.
tell it's
About a
it
few.
doesn't get any brighter than this.
We'll say this as a little side note. Your rations, not all of them, obviously, because you purchased a number of them, I believe, from Bildrith's. But your rations that you still had from Faerun, Tyrell. Well, yeah, technically this isn't Tyrell either. You've noticed if at any point you've eaten any of the rations from Bildrith's, are, even though it's like very minimal stuff, like it's essential nutrients, way more flavorful. Everything here is just kind of bland for the most part, or way too garlicky.
I mean, I didn't bring any from the real world.
Oh, wouldn't you? Because I think right with your starting equipment, you'd have like 10 apiece.
No, but Elena only eats good berries.
Huh? All right. Well,
Yeah, I think I just didn't take any. I don't know, because
shame.
I have the ones I bought. Is all I know.
Well, you do have those. Do you still have any of those apples left?
The berries.
The pears are all gone. The apples from snacks are also gone.
Shame. Well, then I'll just say
I
you
gave them
notice
away
that the
pretty
food
quickly.
here is bland.
Yeah. One. Yeah, it's down another step from the material plane.
Fair enough. So you are welcome to join me all the same, as I should be getting on the road not too long after. Well, actually, preferably before the sun goes down. If there even is a sun.
Yeah, we have to get on the. We have to get going too. We have to go up to the mountains.
What
mean,
business
still
do you
have
have
2
in the
weeks.
mountains? If you don't mind me
Well, my
asking.
father wants us to take care of the Vauger, so that's what we're doing.
And we're looking for something someone lost. There was a notice board.
Yes, we're looking for a lost heirloom.
Well, I wish you luck in your hunt.
Where do you have to go?
There's just sort of like a sign of just slight emptiness. Well, first to get food, then to sleep, and then to go on the road. Or in whichever order it must end up happening.
Kindred spirit, the wanderer. Careful with the lands to the west. They're quite dangerous nowadays.
And the east.
No, and any forest. And most of the
I
roads.
thought like this whole place
Yeah,
was
just
dangerous
Barovia
from
in
what y'all were
general.
telling me.
Just all of Barovia, yeah.
Honestly, you're best off in town.
So the cage
know.
gets even smaller.
Are you from here?
No, I'm from. Last time I was from Kresk.
Kresk.
Yeah. Do I? What is a Kresk? Would I know?
It's the city to the west.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kresk, yeah.
Oh, I've never been out that way. Oh, I've been out there once, but that was a long time ago.
We're probably going there soon. We're looking for Winter Splinter, right?
The Winter Splinter.
Yeah, I gotta tell him stuff.
Would Dorje have like heard anything about the Winter Splinter aside from its dangers or something?
You would have heard it's dangerous, and having come from Kresk, you would have you would have been warned before you left to stick to the road only, not to wander into the woods, and you'd notice that the woods out in that direction, they've almost taken on like a fey-like quality where there's just these strange plants and stuff that make no reasonable sense, but they don't necessarily inspire wonder, more fear. Uh, also, too, I'd say you would have gotten out of the city. Well, it's more of a town before the more serious stuff started happening. When you were last there, there had been like talks of rebellion, and like how the abbot of the Abbey of St. Markovia was apparently going to fight back against Strahd, uh, which to you would have probably sounded ridiculous considering he's just some dude. He's not like any important guy.
And then these guys mentioned that they were figuring out their own way to get out at some point too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Just-
Neo,
did
I
say
think.
so.
Yeah.
Right, just sort of piecing two and two together. You said before that you had a way, or might have a way out of here.
Yeah.
How exactly do you
There's
plan on
only
doing
one
that?
way out, and that's either two ways out. One way out.
We gotta beat someone's ass.
3 ways out.
I guess there's 3 ways out. One way out.
Not for all of
Get
us.
the approval of the Lord of the Land. Other way, kill him. Another way, die.
Oh, I meant the other way is to be born a fish
Oh,
Tony.
that too. But
Fish Tony.
you can't change that. And you're getting better, Elena.
Also, didn't you say that if you die, you don't leave?
Yeah, you get reincarnated.
What if you get reincarnated as a fish Tony?
I don't think that happens.
You're unsure of how that works.
I think, I don't know. Maybe the Fish Tony souls are one pool, and then everyone else is in the other pool. I don't know.
Wow, there's soul segregation.
Soul segregation.
Whole segregation. Oh my god.
Where from the outside world are you from?
Well, I'm from the Feywild. But for most of the for the last 200 and something years, near Waterdeep.
Deepwater.
It's a city about this size, but way denser. Like a few million.
Food there.
And it smells bad.
It smells bad.
At least it
I
has a
take it you're
smell.
one to get out?
Say again?
I take it you're one to get out too?
Well, who doesn't want to get out? This is just a giant bird cage.
A local with dreams of leaving. That's interesting. Never heard that before.
Is Inigo being
Half
sarcastic?
sarcastic. It's rare. But it does happen.
My father wouldn't shut up about it until he died. And even then, his writings are full of it.
With your dad from outside?
He was. He and my mother, I don't really know what happened to her. But
Well, I'm sorry.
no, don't be.
I mean, you could come with us if you want.
Yeah, we did lose a bard. We could use another.
Can you fight?
I am not a bard,
Oh.
but what little I do have, I can offer.
You can
Besides,
offer clickety clack.
it's either this or death.
You can offer
Sorry?
clickety clack.
My computer fell asleep. I had to wake it back up. But yeah, she says. I mean, the only other option is death, or she motions to the lifelessness of the city. Death. If you
Give
have
me
me,
death
I'll
or
willingly
give me
join you. Sorry.
No, that's fine. My bad.
I mean, what can you do?
Let's see. Can she? I believe she can. Yeah. So, she'll cast. Like, is there any, like, I don't know, barrel or something nearby?
Yeah, easy enough.
All right. Then, let's see. Is the barrel filled with something?
So there's a couple barrels, but there's one that has the lid off and it seems to be empty.
All right. Then she'll cast animate objects on it again, and as she does, you notice like a slight glowing from her wrist, just underneath the sleeve, as the barrel sort of rattles for a little bit and then reshapes itself. The wood spinning in a fan-like style, and it stands up as some sort of a weird, like peacock-esque mannequin, and using the wheels rolls over and stands in front of her in sort of a battle-ready position.
Can I try and
You're a barrel wizard?
a barrelmancy? Oh my god, it's
Are you a
barrelmancy!
barrelmancer? Oh no.
I've heard
Most-
legends of barrelmancers, but never thought I'd live to see the day.
Barrelmancers are parlor tricks, but this is the simplest I can use that will not, result in death. As the barrel
I
collapses
mean,
again.
everything else you do can kill. Okay, I think I'm sold.
I mean, that kind of resulted in death because he was alive. That looked like it was alive for a minute.
In a sense.
I think it's on
Was
par
alive
with a
long enough to
zombie
have a
or
command?
skeleton. It's animated, not necessarily alive. Unless you actually,
I guess it depends on what you mean by
yeah,
life.
unless you actually did make it alive and then you just killed it, which that's cruel but
Kind of messed
No.
up.
impressive.
Life needs things to live.
Last I checked, the barrel doesn't have a heartbeat. That thing was not
She
alive.
just combined Jeff
I mean, the tree
Goldblum
doesn't have a a tree doesn't have a heartbeat, but it's alive.
I think you're missing the point, but fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I was already on board with you joining before you did that.
Can I try and ascertain where the glow came from?
Sure. I don't know. I'll let the DM roll on what sort of check that would be.
Sorry. Repeat. I don't know why
Can
my
I try
brain
and figure out what the
farted for a
glow
second
was
there.
that was coming from her wrist?
Oh yes. Make a investigation.
I can't have this advantage because I'm
Investigation.
not going up close, because that is weird.
See, it just immediately approaches you with a monocle.
13. Okay, that's not great.
You're not too sure. You don't know if it's like maybe she has like a magic little bracelet or something, or yeah, you don't know.
Interesting. Well, I punch things till they're dead. He smacks things until they're dead. And she hunts things.
I also
No,
hit
you also hit
things
things. And can shoot things from a distance.
with the club. Yeah, but I'm better with the club.
Wonderful.
If you can kill things, you're welcome.
Yeah, we don't have room for pacifists.
Well, I'm a pacifist against some
Yeah,
things.
we'll figure that out. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
I do have one question though. Ha- Have you ever interacted with a vampire?
A few times.
What's your opinion on vampire and vampire-related creatures?
Yeah, vampire adjacent.
Well, they are rather, ironically hypocritical and very egotistical from what I've seen. But I'm sure there are outliers.
Those two are very
Yeah,
truthful
I mean,
to
that's
most.
my observation. Jeff Jaffe. Jeff Jaffe.
I've only interacted with. Wait, the one we got in Waterdeep was a vampire, right?
Yeah, he was definitely a vampire.
So that's two vampires.
And a Jean-Pierre for the past while.
Yeah, that one, and then the one we just met. Those are the only two. I mean, I saw Strahd.
You did.
Don't really know that I don't think I interacted with
Actually,
him.
everyone in the castle was a vampire, I'm pretty sure, except for a few others that aren't. I mean,
You said
vampires spawn.
Yeah,
said
they're
interacted, and I only interacted with the Castellan. I didn't interact with Tupadre.
that's true.
Yeah, probably should let you know. I kind of raised my upper lip a bit just to show off my fangs. I'm not a vampire, just Jean-Pierre.
At least you keep them clean.
I mean, one's got to brush their teeth every day.
No. Seems like we got a deal then. As long as
In
everyone
that case, I
keeps.
should probably tell you my name. I'm Dorje.
Doja?
Type
Yes.
that out.
Doja Cat?
Yeah, I was just gonna say Doja Cat. Yeah.
George.
Okay.
Dorje.
Doja.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm Elena, and she'll reach out to shake your hand.
She'll shake your hand.
In a
The name is Neoden.
German
And this is Cheese Legs.
in a German accent, Inigo von Schrödinger.
Schrödinger.
Yep.
Her eyes just go a little bit wider. I see.
Yeah, we're hunting the Vauger for my father. I'm the bastard son of the lord of this the lord of this town.
Would I be wrong in assuming it's to win back his graces?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Would I be wrong in assuming that it is to win back his graces?
Man, it's almost like you overheard a conversation from earlier.
It's really not that hard to tell. You said you were a bastard son. It's the only reason I can think of why you would serve your father.
Oh. Yeah, get back in his graces. Get close enough for a plan, but that's a later problem.
She looks a little confused, but nods. She's with strange people in a strange place now.
And you're a local of Morovia. Interesting.
As local as an outcast can be.
Well,
Outcasts here? I thought
She-
everyone was kind of an outcast here.
She points at her ears.
yeah, your face is very elven, but your ears suggest human.
Half-bloods can either get heaven on both sides or hell on both. I drew the short end of the stick.
It's rare for half elves to not get pointed ears. Usually that happens after multiple generations of human interbreeding, but interesting. You really drew the short straw.
Yes.
Kind of like me. I'm half Vishtani and half vampire.
I'm a vampire.
A half a vampire.
Could you not tell by my accent?
It's distinctly Transylvanian.
At least when I do it. My father sounds German. I do not.
For some reason, he is a German vampire. Oh, oh, oh. Hmm. So yeah, you met somebody new.
She
Jimmy
got her
Jimmy's
stuff.
Yeah.
No!
Oh,
Thanks, Jimmy.
Jimmy will never be here, ever. He can't
Aw.
be. He cannot be.
He's banished.
never to return.
Is this what is it too late to tell you that Jimmy the Rat is my backup character, Dylan?
Okay, so I'm thinking demonic origin tiefling. You look like a rat. You have to talk that way the entire time. More to follow.
Yeah, I think is it Abyssal Tiefling an actual one of the origins you can pick?
Yeah, I
the
think so now.
Bloodline?
From in Unearthed Arcana, it was.
I thought it was in Skag.
It's not in Skag. They cut it. It's just Unearthed Arcana.
There's some lineages in Skag.
There was talk about one of the newer books was supposed to actually like implement it, where there was going to be multiple demonic origin tieflings, where you could be one for each of the or actually no, it might be that Asmodeus book that came out, the one that
So
Roll20
there
keeps
was already
advertising for.
the other types of tiefling.
Yeah, there's Zariel, Mephistopheles, Asmodeus.
Mammon.
Right, but those are
They're in some
all
of those.
right. Those are all archdevils. I'm talking about for demon lords.
Oh,
Yeah, it's supposed to. I think it's in that Asmodeus book that I keep seeing on Roll20.
Chains of Asmodeus. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe. That's an adventure. They don't normally add
races and those.
sub races and adventures. They do backgrounds.
no.
They could, but yeah.
It was supposed to be in an upcoming book, so I heard. Through the vine of grapes.
Well, you guys said these things are easy to lure into a trap, so let's get something to make a trap.
Actually, I had an idea.
Really?
We're already looking for wolves, anyway, because they had a bounty on them. If we manage to find some, we can use their remains to lure the warg. If we find the warg just by happenstance, even better.
Yeah, but I mean like something to make the trap deadly.
You mean to make an actual trap?
Yeah. So they get lured in and they just fucking die. And we clean up the stragglers. My father did say there was a lot of them.
In that case, I'm not really the one to talk. I'm not too good at those.
If
Not
their
an
herd is
adventure.
in a certain direction, I could throw up a. I'm not entirely sure how to describe it aside from a wall of, or rather, a wave of fire. Would that
Are you
be
talking
enough?
about the spell Wall of Fire?
Yes.
I mean, that would definitely help.
Sure sounds enough.
As soon as they get around this thing, you
I-
spread up a wall, a circle of fire around them. Maybe start a forest fire.
That is true.
If we're in the forest, I can make the plants slow them down. So they stay like more in one area.
That would help. Yeah, you could ask the trees to help funnel them to a specific location, and then Dorje, you can blow the fuck out of them with the spell.
Wouldn't the trees get a little bit angry being blown to
And we don't have to
smithereens
let
by
them
the
know
fire?
that.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna give them sentience if we're going to be doing the fire. I'm just gonna make them slow them down. I don't have to talk. I don't have to do the talk with them thing. I have lots of things for plants.
Alright, sounds good to me.
Actually, I have 2 things for plants.
Plant growth and
But
speak
two
with plants.
2 lots. Yeah. I think later I get fine plants and animals.
Good spell.
Well, if you're capable of setting up magical traps, I suppose we'll use that. Man, let's go hunt some wolves, I suppose. Take a boat to the other side of the lake.
Do we need more stuff? Do we need more stuff for like setting up camp away? I know you have the tent,
I
but
have a
like
4-person tent. I got
we
40
have
days of rations.
yeah, I mean, but you've said it's like dangerous to be out of the towns at night,
Yeah, we'll definitely have to.
and we
It's
haven't done
always
that. Like, do we
dangerous out
need
of the
extra
towns.
stuff?
We'll have to keep watch.
Well, on top of the mountain, it is cold.
Yeah, we'll probably need winter
So-
gear. Head to the general store, see what they got. Or clothing store if there's a
Could I
clothing
have-
store.
Could I maybe have a camp on the mountains somewhere? Because I'm not gonna lie, that'd probably be one of the places that I would have one. Skanko here. Oh, you see that?
Oh my god! I was muted. Yeah, you have a camp on the mountain.
That makes it easier.
Yeah, I think getting the cold clothes is still a good idea. If there's a clothing store or like something.
Actually, I think I'm immune as long as you remain. Nope. Nope. I need you to be sad in order to be immune to the effects of extreme cold.
Pretty sure even though Inigo doesn't like Elena as much as Elena thinks, I think Inigo would probably still be concerned if he actually saw
Like
Elena
that, yeah.
Winter. Because he never has. He's seen the other 3.
Oh boy, cannot wait to the moment that you get very, very sad and winter happens.
I mean, I'm liking
That
the
won't be good.
summer. Free damage, it's great. Yeah, let's get winter gear. Ooh, excuse me.
Would Dorje know of any good like stores in the area?
Sure. Yeah, you'd know that there's like 2 general stores here. One of them's like pretty subpar, but then the other one is much better. It's oh man, run by
Oh, you mean Trader Joe's? That's a great place.
run by a guy named Oleg.
Oleg,
Oleg.
Do they have a
Yeah,
big summer blowout?
is he Russian?
big summer blowout. Wait, what did you ask, Max?
Is he Russian?
He might be.
There's a store not too far away, run by a man named Oleg. It should have what we are looking for.
Oh, is there a new general store? I was thinking of the old shitty one.
It's still very shitty.
Oh, well, it must be slightly.
That seems to be a running thing here. No offense.
No, it's definitely better to be nobility here.
Let's say it'll be this one right over here.
Can we just tell them to put it on the castle's tab?
No, I'm not gonna piss my father off like that. Oh God, no.
And as you walk down the road towards the new general store, you would pass another little interesting place. Hold on, let me find the thing for it real quick. Where is it? You would pass a building, another little shop. This cramped shop has a dark entrance portico, above which hangs a wooden sign shaped like a rocking horse with a B engraved on both sides. Flanking the entrance are two arched lead frame windows. Through the dirty glass, you see jumbled displays of toys and hanging placards bearing the slogan, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky."
Does this store seem familiar?
You've not seen this store before.
This definitely is new within the past 50 years.
I'm in one of my two things that I will not be going into a toy store for.
But you see it regardless. And as you pass by, you head into the new general store. Uh, and you would see this massive dude, like not as big as like the Duke Resident Evil Village, but like he's pretty big. And he's got like a really long beard that goes down to about like mid chest, and he wears he has like a funny little what, like he has like a vest on, but the vest looks like way too small for how big he is. And he looks at you guys as you come in, and he's like, "Oh, wonderful customers!"
Hey,
Oh, Dorje hides her ears before going in.
So, what can I get you fine folk?
Mountain gear, mountain climbing.
some warm
Yeah,
clothes.
climbing gear and warm clothes.
Climbing gear and warm clothes. I can do this. Hold on. And he like shifts, and you hear the creaking of wood as he seemingly gets off of a stool and like sinks below the counter, and you hear the floorboard straining under his weight, and he goes to a shelf right behind, and he looks over at like each of you respectively, like gives you like a quick glance up and down, and he's like, "Okay, let's see, that one for her, that one for him, and him and her. Okay." And then he'll put out like 4 bundles of winter clothes on the counter, and he said, "Hey, you said climbing gear."
Does Neo need
He does not.
cold clothes?
I was just looking at some stuff on the shelves and go, no, I do not need, thank you.
Oh, all right. He'll take the biggest bundle of clothes and put it back on the shelf, and then he starts looking for climbing gear, and he would bring back 2 bundles of 50 feet of hempen rope and what looks to be like roughly about about like 20 pitons, however the hell you say that damn word, it confuses me.
Python?
Python? Yeah, I usually say Python, but I've heard people say piton, so I don't know. But he'll put the 20 Pythons and like a little like light hammer
Pythons.
for knocking them in.
Why not just say both? Pythons.
Pythons,
Pythons.
pylons must construct additional pylons. And yeah, and he'll put all that on the table. All right. Anything else? Anything else?
How much for these?
He like looks over and he kind of like has to squint his eyes and he goes, "Oh, the smokers.
Yes.
About 5 gold apiece.
Does it come with a few?
For the burning, the
Yes. For using it.
right,
We
right,
cannot
right.
just use any wood for it.
You could use. I would recommend the greener the wood, the better. Produces more smoke. But I do have some tinder that you could use. Hold on. And then you see as he's walking around, and he'll grab a tinder box and slide that over with everything else, and he'll kind of like slide the top off of it, and inside you see a bunch of like curled up thin strips of wood. It appears to be birch bark.
Interesting. Thank you.
All right, smokers, winter clothes, climbing gear. That's all.
We have one water skin. We're gonna be gone a while. I guess we can melt snow.
How often does it rain here?
That's running water.
It rains. It rains a fair amount.
And a water catcher.
All right.
It's called a rain catcher if you want to look up the
Right. Yeah.
actual price.
Okay. So I think the
I
winter
think it was like 1 gold.
clothes.
It is.
Yeah. What is it? Winter clothes is like what? It's 10, right?
No,
Because I
the council
vaguely
gave it to you for free.
they gave it to me for they gave it to us for free, but I vaguely remember it
Cold weather
being not more
clothing is
expensive
10
than
gold
regular.
pieces.
Right.
Yep, 10
Okay.
gold
So
apiece.
10, 10, 10, 30. 5 for the smoker. It's 1 for the tinder box, I think, is about right. And then the pythons, the rope, 250 feet, that's another 10 each. And then the pythons are, I think, also either 5 or 10 each.
No,
Nah.
you get a set of like 10 of them.
Yeah, a python is 5 copper.
Oh, it's 5 copper.
Yeah.
Okay, so never mind. So I guess for all the pythons, and it'd probably be about like what, like a gold? Plus.
Yeah, so like
Yeah, that'd be gold.
Plus
Because 10 is. Oh, no, it'd be 2 silver.
2 silver. Okay, so 2 silver. And then
when you said 5 copper apiece, right?
Yeah, there's 20 of them.
So 2 silver is 4 pythons.
I can't math.
There's 20 of them at 2 apiece is 40. So it's 5 apiece. There's 20 of them at 5 apiece is 100, so it's 1 gold.
1 gold for 20. Okay.
Yep. So Dylan was
Right,
correct.
so I'll pay for my clothes and the pythons.
Inigo's been bragging about how much money he made from the other
Like,
house. So I'll look at him.
I spent most of it.
Okay, I'll pay for the other 2 sets of winter clothes.
Also pay for the rope, which was how much?
50 feet of hemp and rope, I think, is also 10 gold.
So yeah, I'll pay for the 2 sets of hemp.
So I'll pay for Dorje's set of
Cheers,
clothes.
Raging Revenge. Okay. Thank you.
I cannot access the
Yeah, no problem.
thing.
Yeah, the compendium is broke. This was a bad brew, it says.
It's taunting me. Go ahead and retry. It's.
Go ahead and retry. See what
Okay,
happens.
so I'll carry 1 set of hemp rope because it's heavy.
I have 1 set already.
Oh,
Yeah, I am. Oh, I'm over encumbered.
we don't do encumbrance here.
Are we doing encumbrance, Dylan?
No, I'm not worried about that.
We're actually doing variant encumbrance.
That's actually the more that you carry, the faster you go, but the less that you carry, your movement speed begins to drop.
Yeah, everything I'm carrying is made of has negative mass.
Yeah, so I guess Neodon can take the other hemp rope. So I have 2 sets of hemp rope, and then I need 20 batons. And cold weather gear.
Yeah, like Neil, you've been up there before. How deep is the snow? Do we need like snowshoes or anything like that?
Tinko?
At certain points, depending on how high you get
I
on the
mean,
mountain.
if anyone has water walking, you can cast that on us, and we can just walk on top of the snow.
I was gonna say, I don't think spider climb works for on top
No,
of the
water
snow if it's like
walking
something you would
does.
sink into.
I think I
Yeah.
can unarmed movement on top of it.
As long as you don't have to stop.
And then you just sink
Oh, I do
down
have
into
mobile,
like a
so I can
20-foot
just
snow
sprint through
drift.
it. It's fine.
That's difficult terrain. It's not. Yeah, if it's like that, if it's like powder snow though, you're in trouble. Or like something where you actually start sinking.
He just straight down.
I won't suffocate, so that's good.
Yeah. As long as there's a hole, you can teleport out.
It needs to be dark.
Oh.
Is the dark teleportation thing a point that you can see, or is
Shadow
it
step.
just moving through the shadows?
Point you can see.
You can see.
Damn. And when all you can see is the white around you, that's awful.
Also a point you can see.
Yeah, a lot of them are that.
Do half drow
Okay,
get
so
Also
sunlight
point.
sensitivity?
they shouldn't.
I forget what the actual half, because there's an actual half drow thing too.
There's a skag, and
In
then there's
this.
another one.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna
I don't
we're gonna
think
need
they do
like
though.
snowboarding goggles for Dorje. Dorji.
I
Georgie.
think I'll be fine.
Georgie.
I think I'll be fine, but
Dark elf.
Hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't get sunlight sensitivity. That's good. Because
No, but you do get drow magic still, even though you're a half drow.
or just go with the regular
That
half
is
elf
true.
and get the skill
Okay.
versatility, which is way better.
Well, actually, you get both, I believe. Hang on, let me double check because I
If you
might be
get
misremembering.
one or the other, you have to choose.
You can forgo skill versatility and take variant. You get to choose though.
Gotcha. So why's... Oh, I know why. Because those are also part of the sorcerer thing. I think. Hang on. Yeah. The only one that isn't there is Fairy Fire. Excuse me as I edit my sheet. Because I took versatility.
Draw magic anyway. Dancing lights,
I
fairy
got
fire, and
2/3 of
darkness.
it. 2/3 of it is part of my thing that I can do.
But if you get Drow High Magic as a feat later on, you can get Levitate.
That is true.
Drow High Magic is poggers.
Is it Puggerino?
It
They
is
really should have
quite
released.
Poggerino.
They really should have released racial feats for the other races instead of just the PHP ones.
Yeah.
I do
Like
have the homebrew for it that I've used in Arena before.
like a Goliath one. Goliaths deserve some love.
Yeah, there's a Goliath
I agree.
one. There's a Simic hybrid one.
Oh boy.
That's what Giganese said. That's how he had 2 mutations.
Right. So he'll have all that stuff out there for you. Cost wise, however you're splitting that up, and then just mark it down and add the stuff to your sheet, and then it'll go. Thank you for your purchases. I love getting customers, so come back next time, or don't. But I have much better stuff than the other guy, so should probably come here.
Another guy.
Yeah, the older store. It used to be here. It was here back before this store opened up. Um, Obviously, Oleg here has decided to squeeze in on the market that the other guy has been poorly neglecting.
Yep.
At least you're confident about it.
I have a wider variety and better selection. That is all. And not to shit on Emmerich. He's been here for a very long
Oh,
time,
is Emmerich still alive?
but just barely. It's probably why he's let everything fall into such disrepair.
Man, he hated me when I was a kid. I broke his window once. We're just playing hacky sack, and it went through the window, and he blamed it on me. Thought he could leverage something on my father, but no.
How hard did you hit the hacky sack?
It might have broken the sound barrier.
Fuck out of here. It might have
What's a
broken
sound
the
barrier?
sound barrier.
I don't know. There's just a loud boom, and everyone was knocked on their ass. It was wild.
I think that was lightning.
Oh boy.
5 people died.
5 people died. They're just dead, like Family Guy death pose out in the street. But unless there's anything else you wanted to purchase, I'm thinking about making myself some lunch.
Oh, we'll be off. Thanks, Oleg.
Anytime. Remember, if it doesn't work, you're guaranteed your money back.
If you survive, considering how you sold us pythons. So if those don't work, we're fucked.
Might have to amend that one, but we'll see. They should be more than adequate.
And I'm real good at the securing them. Yeah,
So with all of your supplies, are you just immediately heading for the mountain?
probably should do.
It's slightly afternoon. We can head up to the
Okay.
lake and sail across. Make our
So-
way towards one of
Come sail, come sail.
Dio's camps, if he has made one up there.
I do, yes.
So
Since we're
as you
forgoing
guys,
lunch, I will cast Good Berry and give everyone one.
Alright. As you guys proceed out through the north gate and eventually make your way to the shores of Lake Zarovich, you
There's no feet for draw fears.
no.
Me here?
No, this was
Yeah.
before.
Oh yeah, you were here, yeah, but you're up here now. I'm just using the one token, so it doesn't get all crowded. So as you reach the lake shore and you go about securing a boat and get ready to embark to sail across, row across, what have you, you would notice some distance away, about a mile away, some of you would just barely make this out, and you only see it because, well, I'll explain. So as you're like getting ready to put the boat in, for whatever reason, one or another, none of you have yet to touch the lake.
I
And
would warn
then
everyone
all of
about
a
swimming in
sudden,
it. Don't go in the water.
from the other side of the lake, you would see a literal bolt of lightning shoot out from the other shore and hit the lake surface, as the whole surface of the lake just immediately like, and like you see the electricity going across, and then it would kind of like go back, like almost like skipping across at jagged intervals towards the source. And you'd watch bloop, 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 a couple of fish over on the far side come up to the surface.
The entire lake wouldn't electrify. That'd be too much. That would boil the lake with that much electricity.
Is that fucking lightning lure? Or lure?
So it's a good thing that didn't happen when you were swimming in it
I mean, I would
yesterday.
have been far enough away. I'd be fine.
So it's not like it's boiling the lake or it's electrifying the whole lake. It's just like you kind of like watch it spread out and come back, sort of. But yeah, maybe probably not the whole lake, but
Yeah,
concentrated over
this
there.
is because like if that was the case, then every time lightning strikes the ocean, which is often, every fish would be dead.
Yeah. So a couple of fish
In that
bloop, bloop,
area,
bloop, up
we just see little
on that
dots in the
area.
distance plop up.
And as you begin looking over there, searching for a source, you would just barely make out a cloaked figure who then proceeds to seemingly hike up their pants and then just walk into the lake and grab a few of the fish and then walk back out.
Wait, did he cast that spell with taking a
Can't-
deuce?
Did you just cast fucking lightning lure?
Hiking them up like so your pant
Oh,
legs
I
don't
see.
get wet.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not pulling
Yeah,
them
yeah,
up.
he was taking a shit and he just went, "I don't like fish." Ah!
I'm gonna need something to replace this mass I'm losing right now.
Yeah. Ah! Just hits it with an unlimited power.
Like Scanlan, it's coming
Uh,
from his dick.
Well, that
Oh
feels
my
weird.
God.
but shortly after that, once he exits the lake, you would watch as he seemingly levitates up into the air just above the tree line and flies off back up the mountain.
What in the nine hells was that?
Seems like we got some kind of wizard living on the mountain. Either that or someone's fishing with literal lightning.
Should try that at some point.
I mean, it seemed like it worked pretty good.
I mean, he only grabbed a couple of fish. Look how much waste there is.
Yeah, there's a few extra little fish, but they seem to be like maybe not to his size liking. That's a mile away, but yeah, you could sort of kind of make it out.
There's some good perceptions in this group.
Yeah, there's some good perceptions. So, so after that, do you guys sail across?
Maybe it didn't seem hostile.
Yes,
Just
Okay.
a
Yeah.
smart fisherman.
No.
Smart
Yeah,
fisherman.
since we skipped lunch here, this is food for everybody, and I hand you a single berry.
Oh, these things. Love it. I get 1 hit point back.
I'll just nibble on it a little bit.
It's either a way to get a stomach
You
full
feel
of
strangely
something,
full.
or to miss out on a meal. Here it's
Who among you
Yes.
who among you is rowing?
What is?
Make the big guy do it.
Do I have
Well, the boat's
water?
gotta move somehow.
Yeah, I do not have water vehicles as a
Neither do
proficiency.
I.
I have -1
I have
strength.
+2, but I think the guy with a 20 or 18 in strength should do it.
Not the best at rowing boats, but sure. I'll just whistle as the horse fizzles out of existence.
Bye, cheese legs.
Up on the boat. Let's get it.
I'll look at Dorje.
What's wisdom for
What was
vehicles?
Dorje's reaction to that?
To
To
the
the
horse,
horse
to the food,
disappearing, like fading from
Also,
existence.
also to being told to eat a single berry since you're skipping a meal.
I mean, like being full after a single berry, she's not too worried about it. If anything, she's thankful that she won't have to worry about it for the rest of the day. The horse disappearing, she's a little bit unnerved. Then again, the giant in the group is, so it could very easily be the mythical being that has been rumored over the past few years. So she's not entirely sure what to expect or what she should have expected, but it wasn't that.
Definitely doesn't know whether she should comment on it or not because of the legends.
The legend,
The leggings.
the leggings, the ends of legs. So as you start rowing them across, let me get a athletics check from you, Neo.
Sure thing.
Roll that die.
While he rows, I'll take a nap.
You're rowing, and it feels like you're just moving through molasses, and you get really tired right about here. You feel as if you've made like no progress.
Alright, so I don't know what the fuck is wrong. I think this might be broken.
All right, fine. I'll take over.
Why is the proficiency for Beck? Where did you get the proficiency list for the weapons or the tool sets? I mean,
It was in the FAQ from, I think Anthony originally posted it.
Oh, I stole that from a server that I paid to play Curse of Throat.
according to this, because it doesn't differentiate, water vehicles would be wisdom. Which
Really?
I guess that makes sense for like sailboats, but
Yeah, yeah.
So can I not choose a 10? or something?
Oh, do you?
taking 10, taking 20.
Oh yeah, sure.
For rowing?
All right.
We're not trying to get
all right.
across the river fast. The river, like,
Yeah, you're not trying. If you're not trying to get across fast, sure, you take your time with it. It's about a mile, and you got 3 other people in there. It takes you a bit longer.
Yeah, I don't
Probably
want to
take you almost
overexert.
like 2 hours. No, not 2 hours. It takes you about an hour. 2 hours sounds like too much. But eventually, you pull up on the shore on this side. And you
That could have ended badly.
I would say, Neo, your camp is somewhere around here at like the base of the mountain.
Right.
So, are you going to take your time with it, or are you just to try and like remember? Actually, yeah, you know what? No, make me survival to see if you can navigate your way back to your camp.
Can I help?
Sure.
Just like general helping navigate through the forest.
Yeah, it's easy enough.
Let's see if I can roll another natural one. Twice. 17.
Okay. Uh, it takes about another hour or so. Um, closer to 2. Just having to go through the woods here. It's particularly thick, and pick your way along the path that you remember, following a series of game trails until eventually you come to this little this like little clearing at the base of the mountain uh, that has like the remnants of a fire pit and like an overturned log to sit on, and enough space to effectively set up a more permanent camp.
There are a number of little wooden tokens just scattered around over the top of the log.
Just a bunch of those like little Blair Witch symbols.
No, it's more like little animal figures.
Oh, okay.
And I guess you will also notice that there seems to be a large number of wildflowers around this area. Not like the pretty kind, but like the abundant kind.
Makes sense. There's a patch of purple winter creepers.
Oh
Are there any
man.
like clover flowers there?
I'm not sure which one it would be exactly.
Let me see. There's a patch that it looks like clovers.
What would be the time that we get here?
Afternoon. So it's like late afternoon, early evening.
I guess we should prepare to set up camp then.
I'll
Get up the mountain
start
early in the
setting
morning.
up the tent.
And the reason that I bought the thing is that this camp, as I pull out the beat smoker, this camp is nearby to a great number of beehives. And you all can take your time. I'm gonna go off to the woods for a little bit.
I mean, I wouldn't go alone.
It's not too far.
All right. Scream if you need help.
I'll start getting some wood for the fire.
I don't know what I could do.
You could help set up the tent.
Sure, I'll help set up the tent.
Finding wood easy enough. Setting up the tent, you got, more hands makes less work. And Neo, you venture out to the nearby beehives with your little smoker in tow, and you put some of the tinder in there and light it up. Start smoking away.
Smoke bees every day.
Smoke bees every day. As you begin to just sort of like stick the smoker under the beehive, and eventually the beehive evaporates into little green particles, and honeycombs fall on the floor along with a queen bee. No, but you managed to smoke it out, and without getting stung or any issue, begin harvesting some honey if that is the goal.
Yeah, the honey and the honeycombs.
Alrighty. Say you get like, you're hitting like multiple hives, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you get about like
There's no need to give a specific amount.
oh, okay. I was gonna say you get like 5 honeycomb and like a nice jar of honey.
So good. It's just a little bit of flavor anyway.
Yeah, now you gotta go find the raspberries and the meat, and then you can and then you can make the mead.
Oh, I could make mead. Oh.
Need meat every day.
But I would need more things. Damn it.
Yeah, you would.
I'm gonna summon cheese legs again. I'm gonna put the things on top of inside of the bags, the saddles and whatever.
Okay. Alrighty. And you eventually make your way back to camp, and by that point, Elena has a nice fire going. The tent's all set up. Another log will have been rolled over, so that there's essentially like enough bench room for you guys to all have a seat around the fire. And you would notice as the light fades,
As the
and
night
I'm
is done.
gonna kill you. As the light fades, and night begins to shine. No, as night comes on, you notice that the clouds overhead begin to darken, and you think that
Like,
there's a
okay,
storm
not
coming.
night darken, storm darken. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll set up the rain catcher.
Indeed. While you were all sitting around the fire or doing, setting up the rain catcher, is there anything that you have in mind for your characters to be doing? Any little like sort of like downtime little thing, little task?
Yeah. How's the mountain looking? I guess we're like at the foot of the mountain, right?
Yes, the mountain. uh,
Is it Saruman?
Valgoria.
uh, its monolithic presence is oppressive. Uh, it is it is quite a ways up, and it looks like it'll be a tough climb. The the incline beyond this point essentially starts gradual and then eventually just becomes like a sheer cliff face by the time you reach like this elevation marker around here.
I will actually light my lantern of revealing and do a quick sweep of the area to make sure we're not have anyone been following us invisibly. You must climb the stairs.
See if anyone's been following you invisibly.
Because that's what lantern of revealing does.
Right. Out to what
Let me
distance?
read what it does. 30 feet. 30 feet of bright light, which reveals invisible creatures. The dim light beyond the 30 feet of bright do not.
And you're kind of like going around the outskirt of the campsite? Or are you just okay? All right. What is your
18.
passive perception? You, as you're going around, just kind of like peering out into the dark, into the dark forest lit by your
And
lantern.
if I do see something invisible, like someone invisible, I'm going to pretend I don't see them because there's no way they could know. They just think I lit a lantern because it's dark.
As you pass over like this one portion of the forest, for a moment, you catch like the little briefest glimmer of something, and trying to hide that, you realize that you kind of just swing the lantern back the opposite way, but a little bit more slowly, and you would see up in a tree about 25 feet away what looks like a little imp.
Well, take a swig of coffee. And it's up in a tree?
Yep.
Well, I attach the lantern to my belt, just so the light stays with me. And kind of stretch my arms like I'm relaxed. And then run up the tree.
Oh my god. Okay.
Just getting ready for it. Just
Yeah, so you stretch and then meow, and then right up, and then
I
bam,
have 65 feet of movement, and I'll attempt to grapple it.
Yeah, okay, roll.
Oh.
Oh god. Gotta open imp sheet.
I think they have like a very bad athletics.
Imp sheet 5e.
Well,
CR1?
for grapple, it's
Acrobatics or
athletics or
yeah.
acrobatics. Yeah, so he will
Do dex.
Why was that to GM? What the fuck? Hold on. Advantage toggle. Whisper toggle. I had clicked the wrong thing anyway.
Nope. You're grappled.
All right, so you have this little imp, and it's and it's like trying to like claw at your hand with its little tiny claws, and like bite too, but like it's not digging into the flesh enough. And it sounds like it's saying something. What languages do you speak
Speech
again?
and common.
Okay, yeah, you don't know what he's saying.
Do
It
we-
I
sounds
just
rude.
look at it unamused and like kind of slide back down the tree and bring it over to the group.
Yeah, you would hear like the little like noises and what sounds like
Pathetic whimper.
yeah, probably by the time he gets back to the camp. And it's kind of struggles.
Oh my god.
Can anyone speak
Would
infernal?
would this be the same one from before?
Yeah, you'd recognize Majesto.
Majesto.
No, let Majesto go.
Wait, who's Majesto?
The cute little guy you got trapped there.
That's called Jesta?
No, Majesto.
Majesto.
Who's Majesto?
Okay.
Okay. I like if Elena's telling me to let him go, I'll let him go.
The little fiend who followed us.
You let it go, and it hops down, and it's just kind of like down on the ground looking at all of you, kind of like, very wary, very guarded. But it looks over at Elena, and Elena's like the only one that's seemingly like nice. So he just kind of like
Always.
skitters over. Always. He skitters over and gets kind of close to you and looks back at the rest of you and just hisses.
How
What
do you
did
know
I
this
do?
imp?
We met me and Neo met him earlier. He tried to bite Neo.
I would do the same thing if I were it, I guess.
I mean, you did put your hand like right in his face. Yeah,
I'd love for
you know
that.
how we're looking for the heirloom?
Yeah.
The wife of the guy who lost it had Majesto here on her shoulders when we talked to her to find out about it.
Yeah, I missed the imp's introduction because I stepped away to go to the bathroom.
Uh, can you understand me? I'll say in common because I do not speak Infernal.
He nods.
What are you doing? He doesn't speak common.
Does anyone speak infernal? Well, devil can't actually just.
Unfortunately, no.
I speak Abyssal. Does he understand me if I ask if he can understand me when in Abyssal?
Do imps know abyssal?
Oh.
Let me see.
Infernal common. Nope.
Nope.
I mean, imps in general can speak common.
Not necessarily all of them.
Well, their stat block says.
This one.
You can change.
Yeah,
You can
there's stat
change.
block
Yeah,
says,
I'm
yeah,
just saying
but
you can change the languages on a stat block. It's in the
this one
before
does
it's
not
the actual
seem
ones.
to.
It does seem to understand
It
you,
just says that's the
Like, it
general.
understands you, but it can't speak it, yeah.
little creature. Are you here to watch us?
Kind of like looks at you and gets a little bit closer to Elena and like kind of like peeks over towards you and slowly nods.
Are you the
But are you
latest
making sure
familiar?
are you like making sure we actually find the thing?
So you asked if he was the lady's familiar.
Yeah.
He'll nod to that, and then when you say to make sure that you're actually getting the thing, he also nods.
I mean, we can't just kill it.
No. No, but you
It's a
don't have to be
familiar.
invisible.
It's a
Yeah, but
familiar. It
we're
would just
finding the
appear back
thing.
there.
It depends.
Yeah, but I mean, what's the
If
point?
it's like a magical familiar, sure. But if it's
Yeah, she
a
can just
creature
resummon.
that she's made a pact with to be her familiar, then
I'll
no.
fight whichever one of you tries to kill
It's-
Majesto.
It's a fiend, my friend. He won't die.
Yeah.
Anything
It's
can die.
Is that how? Wait, how does he work in Barovia actually? Because I don't know.
any place that is not their home plane, when they die, they return to their home plane.
Even Barovia.
Even Barovia.
Yeah, even Barovia, because it's a demi-plane. It's not
Yeah.
linked to one of the 9 hells.
What it means, I don't know how it works for them to actually travel back
Now,
to
would
their
they be
plane
able to
in Barovia.
reform in Avernus or whatever plane of the Nine Hells they're from?
Well, let me put it like this. When you were in the death house and the devourer was summoned and the cultists were communing with demons, they summoned that thing here. So if it's by like a summoning or like some sort of rite, they can be summoned here, and then when you killed it, it did in fact disappear. So did the Cambion, I believe. So did Fred Durst.
Fred Durst, that is true.
Yeah. So They just go back. They get pulled here and then they go back.
Very good.
They're not normal people. They don't have to conform to Strahd's rules. These are demons and
You're more
devils.
powerful than Strahd.
Arguable.
The
Eh,
imp's more powerful than
But like, if
Strahd,
you're good,
confirmed.
no.
yeah, an imp 5e more powerful than Strahd.
So yeah, we can just kill it and you get it back.
It's like it's shaking its
Instead of
head
just having
no
my hand on it,
violently.
I'm actually going to be grabbing it and holding it in both hands now.
Like to protect it,
Go
or
look in chat. Y'all are busy talking.
oh, okay. Yeah, so he's like clinging on to you as you're holding him, and just shaking his head no to Neo suggesting killing him.
I mean, Majesto, if that is your real name.
He kind of cocks his head to the side and then like slowly nods.
You could like scout the area, so you could potentially find where this bow is, right?
He takes one of his little clawed hands up off of Elena's arm and just kind of holds it level and then shakes it side to side.
Okay. Well. Well, I don't appreciate being spied on, particularly invisibly. We could.
I mean, if Neo kind of made it easy for people to want to not trust us when he just goes around stealing all the sugar.
I didn't
Wait,
steal
he
it.
stole the
She
sugar?
offered.
Do you know how
Yeah, do you
It's
know how
like-
expensive
in
sugar is?
Vauger? Yeah,
It's
you
like
missed out the big sugar.
more than 4 silvers a gram now.
Like just a couple decades ago, there was the Great Sugar Crisis of Valaki in 1347.
Yeah. Yeah, so and she gave us the quiver so we know what to look for. So I understand like wanting to make sure we actually do what we're saying since she gave us more of the heirloom.
It's like you notice Majesto's like watching you as you speak, and he's like nodding along to this, like, yes, this is true.
I told him not to steal the sugar. But yeah,
It's not theft. She offered. I took the offer.
He flips you off.
I like this guy. He's got spunk.
Some offers are made to be polite, but this is not my fight, I think. And she sits down on the log for the rest of the conversation with her instrument.
As he flips me off, I'm gonna pull out a little necklace that I have. I'm gonna move it closer towards him.
He looks at you warily. He's not sure what you're doing. I'm not sure what you're doing.
My what's it called? The thing for the
Oh, your holy symbol?
yeah.
Oh. Yeah, he's looking a little scared now. He's
I'm gonna
holding on
knock
to you
Neo's
tighter,
hand away.
Elena.
I say we let him stick around. Although you'll have to earn his keep,
Yeah,
of course.
just-
You can help keep watch overnight, right, Majesto? You're not just gonna.
And you can stay with me instead of being invisible and hiding in a tree.
He seems to consider it, and then he nods.
It sounds like a great idea. Trust the fiend.
He nods as well, like
It's
yes.
a great idea. Trust the fiend.
Yeah, you say that, and he nods yes, and like as he's nodding yes, he like points at you, almost like the Sojack thing, but without his mouth open, but like with that expression, like
He
you
gets
know,
it!
and then he does a and then he does a thumbs up with his other hand.
Oh my god.
I mean, at least he doesn't go around stealing sugar. Probably.
He shrugs.
It varies.
He steals at least 1 cube a day. Maybe a week.
He looks at you like you know too much.
She holds up a hand innocently while still playing. I'm just saying that's what I would do.
He nods approvingly.
Well, Majesto, I say you're fine here. Just as long as you earn your keep, you help us keep watch, um, uh, you help keep a lookout for this bow.
He thinks about it, shrugs as if to say fuck it, and just nods.
All right. Do you eat? Do you sleep?
We'll give him one of the good berries.
Yeah, when you say does he eat, he's like, yeah, and then he takes it, he just
All
devours
right,
it.
let me rephrase. Do you have to eat, or will you starve?
Do they have to eat?
It does not say that they don't, so they do.
Yeah, so he'll like nod,
Okay,
yeah.
well, one more mouth to feed, but thankfully it's small.
And
and
plus, there's
and
like 6 extra berries every time I do it.
and when you asked him if he needs to sleep, he almost seems to say, like, he kind of does like the probably, but then he kind of like draws a square with his two little fingers and then like almost pinches where that square would be and then like pretends to eat it, and then he just pops his eyes wide open and starts like shaking.
He stays awake with sugar?
He nods.
So you're just riding the craziest sugar high of all time, right?
He's like almost jumping up and down now.
All right, dude, it's a good thing
I
you
did
took all
that
those
for a
sugar
while.
cubes, because this thing runs on sugar.
They're mine though.
I know.
He hisses at you.
If you want to, you'll have to fight
Well,
for it.
I'll set up. I'll go into the tent. And I'll put the silver nitrate pills right by the door. Make sure everyone knows it's there if we're attacked by a Vauger. All right, so if we're attacked by werewolves, grab one of these on the way out of the tent. Okay.
Okay, what are those?
You pop one, you swallow it, and if a werewolf bites you, it melts their mouth off, and then the other werewolves will get discouraged at biting you. And it protects from
Alright.
lycanthropic infection, but only a couple times.
Understood.
But how are we going to do watches?
And I only have to sleep for half the night.
I can stay up for the first watch if that is alright with you.
I could take the interim.
Yeah, I'll be up
Sounds
for
like
the
you don't have
second
to
half.
stay awake.
Yeah, if we do 3 watches, it should be good.
It would work best if you take the middle
Yeah,
one.
That's
and you
what
go.
I was going to do. That's what I meant by interim.
Alright. So is it going, this is me asking out of character. Is it Elena, Inigo, and then Dorje, or Dorje, Inigo, and then Elena?
I think it's the second one.
Okay,
I mean, yeah, either works. I just can't go in the middle.
gotcha.
Those are funny meditation. So
Yeah.
if you would like to go first, Dorje, let me get a perception check, please.
And if it matters, I'm meditating by the fire instead of in the tent.
Okay. Could be better, could be worse.
During your watch, you would notice Majesto comes up close to the fire, like just on the edge of it and then curls up. But he's not sleeping. He's just kind of like chilling.
Imp chilling.
And imp chilling. He seems to be looking around every so often. You would notice that the clouds above grow even darker, but it is yet to begin to rain. But you begin to smell that sort of like pre-rain ozone smell. I know there's a name for it. I always forget what it's
If
called.
it's ozone, then it's a lightning storm.
Yeah.
Then yes, yeah, you smell ozone.
Ozone.
But you don't hear or see anything else during your watch.
Like realizing the ozone smell, she just sort of absent-mindedly to Magisto. Enjoy the warmth while you can. I don't know if the fire will survive the night.
He stands up, nods, points up to the sky, and then does like that like fingers down thing as if to indicate rain. And then he does like a quick little like zigzag and then a big like boom as he like throws his hands out. And actually that's like the only word that comes across as common. He just goes boom.
I mean, onomatopoeias.
Onomatopoeias are actually different between different languages. IRL. So that's not
No.
necessarily.
But yeah, she laughs a little bit at the display, thinking that is both adorable and amazing, and continues to play her Janyen, just quietly singing to herself until the end of the watch.
What is a Dranyan?
Janyen is sort of it's a lute from Tibet. So hang on, I'll pull up a picture and I'll send it via thing. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
similar
a
to a
lute.
Very cool.
Pull up a picture. Where'd you put
Copy
this picture?
image. Hang on, I'm putting it in the D&D voice chat.
Oh, there. Okay. I don't usually have that channel open, so
Ooh.
I don't like the green or the red.
Yeah, I don't like that one either, but that was the only picture that, well, not only, that's the first
It's the
picture
right
I got
shape.
that isn't
Its shape is
like
nice.
diagram.
Yeah, it's a cool looking instrument.
interesting because it's like a 3-stringed like guitar, like a shamisen, which is
Yeah, it's actually not 3-string. This one's 6-stringed, at least the ones that I grew up with.
Oh, it's the one from
So
heavy metal.
6-stringed like a guitar, shaped like just a long lute. And the bass tends to be, at least the ones that I've seen, are either animal skin or snake skin.
cool.
But yeah, that's the instrument that she's playing.
Alrighty. As Nico, you were taking second watch?
As I leave the tent, I'll just slip one of the pills into my hand, just so it's on me if we get attacked.
Foreboding. Alright, make me perception. As you sit there looking around ever so often, letting yourself wander back to the fire, thinking about the more recent events of the past few days, but still being keenly aware of what's going on around you. You would hear higher up on the mountain, some distance away, the howl of a wolf. And it is most lonely, mournful. You're unsure if it's a Vauger, but you know that it's something at least.
Usually, if it's a pact, one will howl, and then another, and then
Yeah.
another. If it's
Yeah.
just one.
And another one.
So as it fades out,
Another one.
you would hear a series of them, one after the other, a bit further to the south, the east, to the west. A lot closer than you'd like them to be. You're unsure if they know that you're there or if they're approaching.
Majesto,
He hops up, looks
go
over
ahead
at
and
you.
visibly go see if those wolves to the south of us are aware of our position. Just go see if you can see them moving. If they're moving in this direction, come back as fast as you can.
He nods, and just as he's about to like wave his little hands around to turn himself invisible, would then from above, within the clouds, the loud sound of thunder rolling as it echoes and cascades down the mountainside. And then shortly thereafter, lightning would strike near the peak, illuminating everything for that brief flash. And he'd kind of jump a little bit and get a little scared, but then do it anyway and disappear. And you hear him going through the grass just before he begins to, like take off. And then you'd feel bloop, 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 and you'd see as the campfire and it begins to rain.
All right, I'll kind of stand in the tent doorway, just kind of like keeping a watch out. Occasionally poking my head out to look behind.
That was good timing on the rain.
Magnifico. Majesto. Magnifico.
Magnifico!
I sent him south. Heard some wolves in the distance. He went to check to make sure they're not coming this way.
Okay.
As you're standing there and talking, the occasional raindrops turn into a drizzle and then into a downpour.
I'll go get inside the tent.
Alrighty. As the rain cascades all around you, in nature's fury, the fire eventually fizzles out, and you hear the howls once more. The ones to the south at about the same distance, but all around, minus the one from up on the mountaintop, much closer, seemingly closing in from two sides.
We are all awake, right?
No, this would be
No,
third
you're
watch.
not. Yeah, this would
Okay.
be a third watch.
And I'll see if
I wake up. I only need the 4 hours, is why I woke up.
here.
Right.
I'll take one of the silver
I'm
silver
asleep.
nitrate pills and give it to Elena, and I'll keep the one I have on me. I'll see if I can get any more sleep. It will not be a deep sleep. I know that.
Don't like the rain?
I'm talking about the wolves.
Oh, well, that too.
Do I have to concentrate on this? Oh.
On what?
As I lay in the tent, I just.
Okay.
I don't have to concentrate on it.
True. Elena.
Sounds broken. You're exploiting me. I hate it.
Okay.
It's broken. You're exploiting. I hate it.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
All right. Within the first 30 minutes of your watch, you begin to hear something beyond the cascading rain and the now swaying of the trees and the rolling thunder and flashes of lightning, you think you hear the sound of creatures moving in the forest around you. And all of a sudden, directly overhead, once more thunder and then lightning. And the lightning
Wait, thunder came
strikes
first? Oh
down.
god, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it's supposed to be thunder and lightning.
Yeah,
Lightning and then
then
thunder.
happened.
Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening.
The lightning is negative distance away from you, Beck.
Oh no, it's inside me.
Oh, does the lightning actually strike first? Oh yeah, because
the
light
Yeah,
travels
light's
faster than
faster.
sound. Yeah,
If sound
I'm
travels
stupid.
faster than light, we'd have a problem.
No, yeah. So sorry, it's the reverse. The lightning would flash down and it would strike directly in front of you, like hitting the open ground, almost kind of flashbanging you for a brief moment. Thunder immediately thereafter, and just
Do
as you're
not jump.
beginning, very good, just as you're beginning to regain your vision, all of a sudden something slams into your chest, and when you like look down on the ground, you see Majesto bloodied and missing his tail, and he has a very deep gouge across his little imp stomach as he looks up at you and goes, and he points back towards the clearing, and then he just falls flat on the ground, seemingly unconscious, perhaps even dead.
I'm gonna
And
shove
just
the
then,
5 other berries into his mouth real quick.
okay, okay, you shove the 5 other berries into his mouth and like try and get him to chew. And as you're doing that, you look up, and lightning will flash again, a distance away this time. And in that brief glimpse of light, you see many pairs of yellow eyes within the forest in the clearing around you, just as a large wolf walks out into the clearing and begins
But can I
snarling.
tell? Can I tell if it would be regular wolf or Vauger?
Yeah,
Make
did the
a
Vargers look mangy?
I mean, the Vargar were walking on 2 feet, dude.
they're walking on 2
Yeah, but
feet.
you had said from your book that they can go full wolf, didn't you?
That is true.
They are a type of lichen, so they can in fact also go into a wolf form. So what would it be for this? Are they monstrosities?
Well, I mean, if it's beast, it would be nature. Um,
Make
so
it,
like
yeah.
But if
the
it's
tough
So
wolf or not?
if it's a werewolf, it'd be technically humanoid.
You can also
make
just
a nature check.
you can also just deem it impossible if nobody actually knows anything about them.
I mean,
It's
you've
true.
You
fought
gotta
these
have
things.
a sense of
You
false
know
hope
a
at some
bit.
point.
I'll say with a 17, as you look at this thing and you see the intelligence behind its eyes, uh, that's not a normal wolf. And as it gets closer to the tent, almost to the fire pit, about 10, 15 feet away from you, you would watch as it would, like the bones and muscle beneath it would begin to snap and contort and seemingly like reform as the thing
No.
rears up on its hind legs and now stands before you, a full Varger. And that's where we're
Wake
going to call
up!
tonight's session.
Have I fallen asleep at that point?
In 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
I mean,
Wouldn't
within
we have
30
woken up
minutes.
by the lightning strike?
Well, the thunder and lightning's pretty loud. If your characters would have been able to somewhat sleep through it, then I'd say that like you're kind of like semi-conscious.
If it's been 30 minutes, that lightning strike would have definitely pulled me out of a sleep.
Yeah, so you'd be up.
Yeah, so
I was asleep, dude.
Yeah, Neo's
Yeah,
built
he's
different. He
snoring.
just
No, but cheese legs probably outside, and he would have notice it, and he can just telepathically wake me up, I guess.
In your head, Neo, you must awaken. Creatures of foul omen have arrived to
Neo.
flay our flesh.
The horse is here.
On the inside, eloquent speaker. On the outside, nay. Silly pony noises.
He's like has a charisma of 25.
But only telepathically.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, well, we're fucked. The last encounter with
We'll
these
be
things, we almost
fine.
died.
Hey, now you have the thing to help us, though.
Yeah, you got a leg up, and you have a whole other companion with
Yeah,
you.
fourth person.
Yeah, I mean, and let's be real, like, Esmeralda's cool, but that does not. What is she? Like a fucking CR5, if even?
Yeah, she
Just
didn't do much.
yeah, that does not replace another level 11 character.
Just know I probably will fold like tissue paper if I get
But you're a
shot.
sorcerer! Of course you're gonna fold like tissue paper! Ideally, you stay in the tent and just cast spells and, like, fireball.
But only
Yeah,
fireball.
just fireball.
No.
Only fireball. If your spell sheet didn't have fireball 20 times, then you've done something wrong.
Let me check. Nope, no fireball.
Yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Thank you, Avery, for joining the campaign, and I look forward to
Killing all of
the
you.
story that we will all tell together. Me killing you next
Hopefully
session.
so.
The story of your death.
Yes,
Hopefully
the
we
story
join
of
you
your
for
deaths.
however brief that moment will be.
Sorry it took 2 hours to get your
Oh,
character.
yeah.
Oh no, don't worry. Don't worry.